We are back with another session of our basic D&D game, and our players from Instagram are with us. And if you did not catch the first session, you can certainly go and grab that at any time from our. I think it's in videos of the day, and we're hoping to get it onto YouTube, but life is busy, so we have not gotten that far yet. I'm getting feedback on someone's mic.
Is it me? Is it me?
I don't know who it is.
Ooh.
Let me see. There's nothing there now. It's good. Yeah, I think it is you, John.
God bless America. Okay, let me try to fix it.
That's okay. So while John does that, the cameras will go a little wonky for a bit, but that's okay. And we'll let me bring up the map from last time. We can get that going. So last time we were all together, Alan, did you want to recap since you have a set of notes? Do you want to recap for us, and I'll add where I think anything needs to be added?
No, you go right ahead. You're the
Okay.
DM. It's your
Okay.
show.
Right.
I'm sure I've messed something.
Hey, Darkside, how you doing? So last time we learned a little bit about Aikeon, and that Aikeon is a world that's sort of dying. It's been destroyed by 5 powerful wizards known as the Five, and the party is part of a caravan that is moving north to a area known as Asari, where the elves of Asari. Rumor has it they've figured out a way to get everyone off of Aikeon safely, or at least some people off of Aikeon safety. The details are unclear. So the party has headed as part of a caravan. They were 50 strong. They were passing over the Northwall Mountains when a strange encounter occurred at night where a meteor or asteroid or some sort of celestial body fell from the sky, and it struck the mountain almost, directly above them. They're encamped in the pass, and it hits the mountain peak, kicks up all kinds of dust and smoke. Our heroes and their friends are sort of scattered for a few moments. When everything clears, there are some casualties, unfortunately, and they then go on to investigate what hit the mountain, and what they find is something that we'll just for now call a sunstone. It's like an orb. I can actually show. I think I bring up that picture here. You know what? I'm just going to share this with everyone. I got it right now, only for Lumen, but we're gonna change that to all players and show to players. So this orb, it's about the size of an orange, and it's the color orange. Imagine that, and it sheds light. And when Turner touched it, our cleric, it gave Turner sort of a feeling of hope, of maybe even euphoria is a good way to explain it. And then when it was passed over to Lumen, it was a much different experience. Lumen got drawn into a vision of her sister's garden, and it was unclear whether this was past or present or future. But the world that was dying was not dying in her vision, and there was a brief glimpse of her sister and perhaps a future husband. Perhaps, we don't know. And then, and for the rest of the party, they just saw Lumen basically go stiff as a board with the stone, and her eyes were glowing. When Lumen came out of the vision, she tried to drop the stone, but the stone wouldn't drop. It basically rolled around her hand, as we like to call it. It did a Bowie, and then the party got a whisper from the back of the cave they were in, where they had found the stone. It's important to note that the stone came to rest not like on the ground. It was hovering, and it was in the center of 5 stone cairns. The party then took the stone and went down into the dungeon after they heard these sort of faint whispers echoing up out of the dungeon for them to come hither. Down inside the dungeon, they have explored. They haven't found anything yet. There was some strange writing on the wall. The dungeon has obviously experienced damage from the sunstone hitting the mountain, and we left them that they had explored down a tunnel and found a pit. Their thief Brad had found a pit. It's Brad's pit, and I think that's where we ended it. There is probably there's a whole bunch of little things that I have glossed over, but that's the sort of the broad brush strokes of what occurred last time. So let's jump right back into this. Hey, Polx657, how are you? As people filter in, that's great. Okay, so party. You're in the tunnel. It's dark. I think you do have some light, though. I think someone cast a light spell. And you found this pit. It's marked on the map as a rectangle. There is a ledge around the edge of the pit that you can certainly maneuver around it without too much trouble. And it's sort of right on a corner, so you're not sure what lies beyond the corner. What would you like to do?
Probably get Brad out the pit.
Brad didn't actually go in the pit. Brad tried to disable the doors from swinging down. Did not succeed at that, and the trap doors fell through.
Oh, okay.
Oops.
So no one's in the pit. No one's hurt. It's about 10 feet deep. So I mean, it would do some damage if you fell in.
Well, why don't we get Brad to shimmy around the corner and see look around the corner and see what's there, and use that mirror of his.
Ah, yes, the mirror.
Yeah, the mirror
Yep.
that's apparently the game changer.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Recognize.
I also have a mirror if anyone else wants to use it.
Oh, great. 2 mirrors.
Mirror.
Better to have too many mirrors than not enough.
So Brad, are you
Elf
up
agrees.
are you up for shuffling around the corner?
Yeah, I'm up for shuffling around the corner.
Okay, so here's the deal. Moving around this ledge is no problem when you are not rushed.
Okay.
Okay, so right now I'm not going to ask you for a check. But if for whatever reason you were retreating and had to cross this in a hurry, there would be some kind of a roll involved. Okay? However, we're going to move the party token around the corners. So what Brad sees on the other side is a set of stairs descending and a large stone door, similar to the first stone door that you found, just like a block of stone with an iron ring on it, and it looks just as well built as the other one. You would anticipate that it swings open easily, just as the other one did.
I think I was the door guy, right?
Yeah, I think you were,
I think
Hunter.
you were the door guy.
I think
Okay.
before we do that, maybe I should take a listen. You guys mind if I do that?
Sure.
No, let's do that. Do you want to give me a listen check on your... I think there's one on your character sheet to...
So did the whole party clear the pit then?
Yeah, the party... we'll say that the party one by one, takes their time, shuffles around the corner. As I said, nobody needs to make a check unless, circumstance change. And then we'll have those. Okay. Lullaby can hear the shuffling of movement beyond the door. Even through the stone, your keen elf ears can hear some sort of movement in there, and it sounds like feet shuffling on the ground.
That sounds like feet shuffling through the ground.
Okay.
Are they big feet?
Can't tell. And I can't tell how many feet.
Definitely a few feet.
So somebody with 3 or 4 legs.
Exactly. This will
So
be
now
the attack
3.5,
of the
right
four-legged
in the
man.
middle.
Yeah, so now, Hunter, now's when you operate the door.
Well, Well, shouldn't we peek down the
Should-
stairs first before we rush and open the door in
Well,
case
we can
there's
do that.
something down there?
Let me move. So you can see a landing at the bottom of the steps, and the tunnel then turns to the north.
Okay. All right. You guys want to open the door? If we do, maybe we should like stack up with Hunter and I should get shield to shield as he opens it in a fighting formation in case whatever there is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lullaby readies his spear to poke over the top of the shield wall.
Yep. That's what I'm
Okay.
kind of thinking.
I'm holding the sunstone, kind of like.
Maybe Brad get all ready just
Do
in
you
case
have the
game on.
sunstone radiating light right now, Lumen?
Yeah, but I think it was just dim. I had it dimmed down a little bit so
Yeah.
that we weren't in complete darkness.
Okay. And Brad, do you have any sort of weapons ready, or everybody else
got
seems to be getting ready
my-
for combat? So you know, if
Just
Brad
Brad's
takes that
good
as a
looks.
cue, maybe he doesn't take it as a cue though.
Takes out his mirror.
I take out my little dagger.
How about Brad's
Okay.
sharp jawline?
Chiseled.
Dagger's
Chisel.
just as sharp.
Okay, so
I think I'm good.
And then Hunter swings the door open.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So beyond, you can see a large
Oh
room
god, we're all dead.
similar to the entry room that you came into. Okay, and the again, the walls here are marked with strange writings, and also a number of pictograms carved into the stone. However, shuffling about the room are 4 skeletal figures. And as the door opens, they turn to see you, and you can see that they are not human skeletons. This is some other sort of humanoid, maybe orc, but I'm not sure from your backgrounds how many of you have encountered or seen orcs before. So they're sort of hunched over. Their arms seem too long for their bodies, and they have that glow that the skeletons that you fought outside had as well. And there's 4 of them here. So we're going to jump right into initiative. Nobody's surprised. You guys had to open a door, and so they weren't surprised, but you had already heard them on the other side. So I'm going to make an initiative roll. I've made a little macro here to just roll initiative for us. So it's a tie. Everything's happening at the same time. Can we all see that initiative roll, by the way, in the chat?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So I'm going to let you guys go first again, but remember, because it's a tie, the skeletons will have the opportunity to react. So again, just to remind you, we start with any movement that you want your characters to take, and then we'll work through missile fire, then spell casting, and then last we work through is melee. I think that's the order. I will double check that. The spell and melee I might have got reversed, but so nope, melee is last. So is anyone making any movements, or are you holding your ground?
I just
think
want to be
we're-
able to block the door between Hunter and I with our shield. So that's the only egress in. So this so we
Yes.
can block the
Yeah.
door. That way they
I'm
got to
just gonna
get
move
through
you up
Hunter
into
and
the-
I
I'm just going to move you
to
up
get
into
to the
the
weaker members.
into the arch, like right into the doorway
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's good.
That way they can't get around us. They have to come through us.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
absolutely. I think it would work perfectly. So the 2 of you go shoulder to shoulder with your shields up.
Mhm.
And anyone else moving? I know that Lullaby is behind you with his spear. And then Lumen and Brad are at the back with dagger and the sunstone. So if nobody else is making any kind of move, the skeletons advance against your wall. They carry these old looking weapons. Not so much old though. You think it has more to do that orcs probably are not the best blacksmiths, as opposed to these are ancient skeletons. And they advance and they shed light as they walk. They even leave like little glowing sort of footprints. Now that you're not outside with all that fog and and debris in the air, you can see that as they step, they just leave a bit of a glowing footprint behind. It doesn't last long, but it's certainly there. And they crash against the shield wall to attack. So let's have anyone who's going to do a ranged attack, which I think would only be Brad at this point, because he's the only one. Does Brad want to throw his dagger?
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Okay, so go ahead and give me that, and make sure you have it at short range, so you get the extra +1 to hit.
I think I'm going to throw my spear too.
You are?
If I have
Okay.
another. Yeah.
Perfect. So both of you can go.
So do you want me to roll that?
Yeah, go ahead and make your rolls for attack. So as they like lumber towards the shields, you guys launch your ranged attacks. An armor class 17 does not hit. Does not hit. Oh, poor Brad only rolled a 2.
Rats.
Yeah.
No one needs to know that.
Yikes. Okay. However, Lullaby Spear finds its target and lands, doing 4 damage. Which shatters the skeleton. Now, remind me, had that spear killed a skeleton outside?
Just one.
Just one. So as it hits this one, you notice that a flash of light, just like with Lumen's dagger, and your spear is now glowing on the ground amongst the bones of the shattered skeleton. So they don't have any ranged attacks. So we're now going to go to melee. And my understanding is, even though you tied in initiative, because an opponent was eliminated during the ranged phase, it would not get its melee attack, because that comes later. So now melee. So these 2 skeletons lumber into the shield wall, and you guys can take your attacks, and then I'll take their attacks. Actually, before that happens, is Lumen doing anything? Is she harnessing the power of the Sunstone, or casting a spell?
I guess in terms of, because it says it will allow the user to cast any of the following spells. Is that
Yes.
like a once a day kind of thing?
No, that is at will.
Okay.
Welcome to Basic Dungeons and Dragons. No charges for the most part. You can just fire away if you'd like. Do you want to try that?
Since continual light says it's a permanent effect unless it's
That's correct.
dispelled,
Mm-hmm.
but it also will let you cast it at a creature's eyes.
Yep, to blind.
So maybe I'll try to do that
Okay.
and hope it doesn't hurt.
So
anyone.
I have to make a saving throw for the skeleton. Skeleton. And so a failed save here would mean the skeleton goes blind.
Blind, right?
Yeah. So here we go. And there's no modifier. It needed a 16 or more, and it got a 16. So it is not affected by the blind spell, and now it hits the shield wall. So Turner and Hunter, go ahead and make your attacks as these things lumber in against you.
Go ahead, Hunter. You go first.
Rattle might
Sure.
be the better descriptor, not lumber. Rattle in against you.
They have no eyes, so it makes sense.
That's true. They're just skeletons.
Don't get technical. An armor class... That's a lot of damage, dude. But unfortunately, you missed. You missed. So you swing your sword over the shield wall. It doesn't hit. How about yourself there?
Here goes the Warhammer.
Yep. Turner. Hits armor class
8 and a 6.
Unfortunately,
Ooh,
that does
also
not
rolled a
hit.
6.
That does not hit either.
Oh,
Figures.
we stink.
So you swing over the shield wall and miss. Now I am going to increase both of your armor class by 1 for being in a shield wall type formation and having no flank because you're like right in the doorway. So as these two, each of 2 of the skeletons can get in on you. The third can't. It just sort of stacks in behind its buddies. But these will have you'll have 1 higher armor class. So the first one attacks Hunter. Oh, I can just give it a -1. That's what I'll do. Then we don't have to worry
Okay,
about
that's
that.
better.
Okay, armor class 5 on Hunter.
I got 4.
So it does not hit. And then the one that attacks Turner, give it a -1, and it hit armor class 12, so it does not hit either. So they crash against your shield. For those of you behind your front rank, you can see like the bony claws grabbing the top of the shield, trying to reach over, but not making it.
Yeah.
So we go into the next round of initiative. There is only 3 remaining, and here we go. The party loses initiative this time, so the skeletons will get to go first. So there is no ranged attack or movement, so I'm just going to jump right to their attacks again. On Hunter at -1 for being in a shield wall. Hits armor class 2
Oh,
and does a
Ay,
whopping
ay, ay.
6 damage.
ouch.
So one attack gets through, and you hear, and I'm gonna say that it reaches over with its broken blade and catches Hunter deep in the shoulder.
Ay, ay,
Hunter's
ay.
not down though, correct?
Yeah, I'm at 1 now.
Okay, but not that. Okay, that's still not. You're not at 0. And then
No.
this attack will be on Turner. Armor class 18 does not hit, so that blow glances.
Oh,
Over to your guys' turn. Is anyone moving, or is the formation holding?
I see. I'm sorry. Do I see Hunter?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Savaged.
You maybe
I'm gonna see
even
if I can-
you
Stab
maybe
right
even
in the
get a
neck.
little splattered.
Oh,
That's motivating. I hop over his, not his body, but certainly over his shield, and I try to take his place.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hunter, are you okay with that?
yeah, I'll allow it as
Okay.
I'm holding
Does
my neck.
Lullaby have a shield?
No, but Lullaby is super good at singing. So
Okay, so Lullaby takes the place of Hunter. Anyone else moving or changing position? Any
I'm staying back.
any ranged attacks?
I might throw a dagger
Okay.
this time.
And Brad?
I'm gonna scurry and try to find that dagger that missed and kind of search on the
So
floor.
that dagger's in the room. So it's beyond your shield wall and the skeleton. So you're not able to get to it quite yet.
Oh, okay.
Do you
Use
have
your
another
bow.
Do you have another dagger on you, or do you want to use your bow?
I'm gonna use my bow. That might be the best thing I can do right now.
Okay, sounds good. So let's get a bow and a dagger attack from our 2 ranged attackers.
Awesome.
Hunter, do you have anything that could reach over the shield wall?
I got a wooden pole.
Well, there you go.
I can drop my
I'm gonna use
spear.
that.
But I have the other shield, so I don't know. Could I still like?
No, you're out of the wall now. Lullaby
Okay.
Lullaby pulls you back. So unfortunately Turner's going to lose that extra 1 to his armor class, but you're not at 1 hit point standing in the front line.
Good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Good enough for me.
Okay, so let's do our ranged attacks. Brad shooting his bow and Lumen throwing her dagger. Is this the dagger +1 Lumen's throwing?
Yeah, do I need to do
Ooh.
anything special with that one?
Well, I don't know that we adjusted it, so make sure that when it asks you for a modifier, if it asks you for a modifier, you should have +1.
Okay.
Doesn't look like she needed it. She nailed it.
Yeah, Brad certainly hit. And
Ooh,
then
Oh.
and then Lumen
critical.
crits. So
Killed him in my
gonna say
honor.
that, like, as Lullaby pulls Hunter back and changes places, for that brief moment the wall opens and a dagger and an arrow comes through. That dagger kills one immediately. Hits it right in the sternum and the thing just kind of drops. The arrow catches another one really solidly but does not put it down. It's still got a little bit of life in it. So there's still 2 skeletons remaining. And now we go on to our melee attacks. So Lullaby and Turner, and Hunter with his pole. Let's do the pole last.
Let's, because I don't know how to do that one.
All right, so I'll try to schwack the orc skeleton that has already been hit.
Yes. And what are you using?
My second spear.
Okay. Oh, very good hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, just tumbles apart. It was already horribly damaged, and you finish it off easily.
Damage.
And
That would have killed me.
Lullaby's Lullaby's second spear now has a bit of a glow to it. Let's go on to Turner.
I pushed
Yep.
Turner out of the way.
I'm
I'm getting that second glowing spear. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Okay.
Nice
Oh,
hit,
yeah.
Turner. The warhammer lands on the thing's head and just like goes right down through the rest of it. The bones just collapsing underneath the force, and it hits the ground as well. And I think that's all of them.
So
Yeah. Well done. Well
That was
done.
brilliant, team.
so this hammer has now killed 3 things.
So it is now a +1 hammer.
Yes.
Lullaby has a +1 spear. And it just looks like the light that was inside the skeletons has transferred into your weapon.
Okay.
So,
Oh, big ow.
yeah. Yeah, Hunter is really hurt. Hunter is really
Look
hurt.
really rough.
I cast heal.
Who has heal?
I don't have that ability yet.
I don't, but I cast it anyway.
Okay.
I say some words over him. I do my hands like this. I do a Mr. Miyagi.
Excellent.
Excellent. There, you should be feeling much better.
Do I feel much better?
You feel a little better. You feel a little better. You know that your friends have your back. For sure.
I have some wolf's bane. You're not a werewolf, are you?
No.
I might not.
Chris, we're not doing the. I should have mentioned this. We're not doing the stream points for heals and advantage and stuff because it's not 5th edition. So I'll see if I can. I should be able to refund you that 1,500 at the end of the stream. I'll do that for you.
We're playing brutal mode.
When we play, just so everybody knows, when we play our 5th edition games on Sunday, we always let the chat. They can heal the party and they can boost the party, and yeah, they can boost the monsters too. Anyway, so this chamber contains more of that writing, and I keep forgetting about him, but Ketris sort of catches up at this point. He arrives just in the nick of time to see you defeat the last orcish skeleton, and he can read the walls, and it's similar to the walls from the first chamber in that it talks about balance between chaos and law, and that if you tip the scale too far in one direction, the other side of the scales has no choice but to react to that. There's also a number of pictograms on this room, and I have a handout for that, so let me bring that up for you. Now, I have them stacked here just for simplicity.
Ooh, that's pretty.
I have them stacked here just for simplicity. They're not stacked like this, but they do form 3 panels. So sort of the top image, which has a sun and 5 figures around it, and then the second one that has another sort of sun image that is notably smaller than the above, with 5 larger images, and then the final image at the bottom is on its own. And these pictograms are duplicated about the room, but always with the same. Like the top part is always, in as it appears there, and the medium one is as it appears, and the bottom is as it appears.
Lean over to Brad and say we should search this room to see if there's anything we're missing, and maybe these skeletons have something on their body that might help us figure something out.
I feel like we're on the same level. I was just thinking that.
You are a hero, my hero.
I'm
I'm
everyone's
I'm gonna
hero,
stay in
man.
the doorway to guard the rear in case something comes up those stairs.
I'm gonna
Okay.
not stand by the rear.
All right.
Don't stand next to anything sharp or slippery or
I'm just gonna sit down.
on fire.
So now,
mechanized.
now that you're in the chamber and having a look around, Ketris is reading the runes on the walls with his read magic spell. To the east, you can see that there is a tunnel that leads the room. However, this tunnel is not. There's no masonry. There's no work been done to it. It appears like a natural cavern. It was maybe dug, though, by the looks of it. Maybe there was going to be a tunnel there that was not completed. You're not sure. But it leads off to the east, and you can hear the faint sound of dripping water in that direction. Brad and Lullaby sort of check out the skeletons and that. Other than their poor swords, one of them does have a shield. And the shield is it's a wooden shield, but it's been wrapped in leather to try to reinforce it. And on that leather is carved, just sort of etched and stained as well, a red eye.
For armor purposes, Lullaby can use a shield.
You're welcome to it then.
But for other purposes, is that ominous to anyone? Anyone with any religious background? Does this look like something? Doesn't look like anything elfish to me.
Would I know anything about that?
I'll say that Turner recognizes the eye. The eye belongs to Clava. Clava was one of the 5, and she was known as the Gorgon Queen. And this red eye came to symbolize sort of her kingdom, and this is an image of Clava. Now, Clava ruled the area that you are currently in. If you would, I'm going to say that Turner has guarded caravans in the past that have moved through these northern kingdoms, so he's aware of Clava's symbol. However, if any of you, like, depending on how far south you thought you had traveled when we started, how far south you were before starting, you may not have been in Clava's kingdom, in which case you would have been in one of the other 5 archmages' kingdoms. As I think I mentioned last time, they were more than just wizards. They sort of ruled massive kingdoms all around the world. So Clava this is her kingdom in the north that we're currently in, and this shield with the red eye is her symbol. She's known as the Gorgon Queen, and it's said that her magics, practicing magic here, high powerful magic, comes at a cost, and Clava had the ability to turn men and women into sort of a crystal-like substance with her vision, which got her the nickname of the Gorgon Queen.
I still think if it's all the same, unless someone has strong objections. I would also be willing to swap over with Hunter as well. If Hunter wants to have this shield. I mean, I don't know if this is something that I'm willing to hold on to for a long time. But I think me having a shield would be pretty helpful.
I agree.
Sure.
Yeah.
Either I keep it or I swap it.
That sounds good to me.
We can swap it. I'll hold on to it.
Okay.
So Hunter has the orc shield, and Lullaby has Hunter's shield.
Mm-hmm.
The Hunter shield.
The Hunter shield. All right. So
you have the Gatherer shield.
At this point, Ketris asks if you can leave him here in this chamber, he might be able to glean more from the runes. This room is a little more. The runes are more intact than the previous.
I totally forgot he was with us the whole time.
Can,
Who's Ketris?
Who's that guy?
We even have a picture. We even have a picture of him now.
can I see?
You just turn around like, oh,
Are there any like divots in the wall or anything, or like any of these pictograms that the sunstone would fit into? Like maybe the middle one, or is it just like? Does it look similar to the one in the middle one?
No. The sun,
Oh.
you don't find it. All of them are relatively flat, and just the lines have been carved in the stone. No sort of
Gotcha.
indentations or negative space that the sunstone could fit in.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure what's the rules about resting, because one of us is like one hit away from dying.
Well, here's the kicker: a 24-hour rest would gain Hunter back 1 hit point.
Technically, we're all one hit away from dying, but
That's true too.
I'm no different than it was 1 hit ago.
Yeah.
That hit that you took would have taken me down. So.
Oh, would have killed me. I'd have been at -1.
Well, I'm glad I'm the one who took it.
me too.
I am also glad.
Your fighter with -1 Constitution.
Die.
He took the hit.
Ouch.
I'm gonna check for secret doors with my elven
Yeah, absolutely.
ability.
Does the shield feel funky at all? Does it feel like a regular shield in my hands?
It actually, you don't like the way the weight is a little off. It's not well. You're not sure that it's that well built, and it suffered a little bit of damage as well. Like it's seen a battle or two. There's a couple of arrowheads stuck in it. The shafts have been broken off, but the arrowheads were left behind. And it literally is a wooden shield under a leather wrap. So it's maybe your shield was metal. I'll leave that again. That would be up to you. But yeah, it's not as good as the shield you gave away to Lullaby, probably.
Oh well.
Or lent to Lullaby.
Borrowed. Borrowed.
I can trade back anytime. Anything's better than nothing. That's
so
all I was trying to say.
Lullaby has a look.
You're
around
in the
room.
front now. You should hold on to it.
I'm the front.
Lullaby has a look around the room and does not find anything that resembles a secret door.
I pass that on to the group.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Well, that's
We
boring.
try down the stairs, see what is in that direction.
Yeah, I
I
think
kind of
going
want to do the
back-
tunnel.
Oh, either one.
Which one? Like back.
Right, who
to
wants
where
to do
we
the
were?
stairs? Hands up, and then who wants to do tunnel? Hands up.
Oh, the tunnel in here.
I think the
Yeah.
tunnel's fine.
This tunnel.
How'd you
I'm
pick?
for the tunnel. Who's for the tunnel?
At least it's on the same level, so the tunnel works for me.
That's what I was thinking.
Seems logical.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
guess.
Who is Brad leading the way down the tunnel?
No, Lullaby is. Lullaby has can see in the dark and detect
It's
traps.
like you don't trust me.
But you can go in the front. Doesn't matter to
That's
me.
probably an awful idea.
So
I'd like to be in the middle.
Lullaby leads the way, and the sunstone lights the way. And
Nice.
up ahead, Lullaby with his elven eyes can see that the cavern has some natural stepping to it and drops down a bit, and you can see that the tunnel ahead is flooded. There is sort of a dark gray-colored water that fills the bottom of the tunnel, and there's water every so often dripping from above. Not a heavy downpour, just like literally a drip and a drip, but the water here does not move at all. It looks pretty stagnant.
If no one else can see that, I pass on that information.
Yeah, we can. I mean, if the party moves forward a bit more, Lullaby would just be the first to see it. So as you get here, you can see that, and sort of at the limit of your vision, you can see here that there's a bit of dry land ahead. It's not entirely, the passage is entirely flooded between you and here, but there is dry ground up there.
Is it just like still water?
Yes, with the exception of when a drop of water hits it and there's ripples from the drops of water.
Can we see the bottom?
Oh,
No, it's very silty. It's very silty, and the water is sort of has a gray, and your light just kind of reflects across the surface. It doesn't really penetrate into it.
I'm gonna try something.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
while you're doing that, I'm gonna squeeze by. Everyone, go grab one of those skeletal remains and start dragging it back towards the water.
Okay.
Oh, I was just gonna throw a stone in the water and see what happens. That was my
I think
plan.
I think that one's good too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a stone off the ground and chuck it in and see what happens.
Okay.
Throw
so
it to
you-
the center.
I'm gonna take a step back.
Yeah.
You throw the
Shield up.
You throw the stone out. You're very on the defensive. It hits the water with a very satisfying kerplunk, and the water splashes up, and yeah, nothing. Then it just all goes still again.
Can
Let's
someone
try the
check-
skeleton in
But-
the water. Like that
But
idea.
you guess there's a little bit of depth there because it didn't hit the ground. It's not above the water. Like it did sink. At least a couple feet of water.
Okay, I grabbed one of the skeletal remains.
Yep.
How much rope did I say I had? Like 8 feet. I didn't have a full 50 feet of rope.
No, you didn't. I think you said you had like
You're right.
you had like 8
It's
feet
like-
of rope.
Yeah, so I tie 8 feet of rope to the skeleton, and I ask some of the beefier,
And you cast
My
them
beefier
in like you're
friends.
fly fishing.
yeah.
You throw them out, and the bones clatter into the water. Again, there's a very satisfying splash. And I think bones actually do they float?
With armor and weapons, and
Yeah, that's true.
it's up to you. I don't care.
No, I'll say they sink. However, only 8 feet away from the bottom of the step here, you can, with the light, you can see them just beneath the surface. It's not that deep there.
Oh,
Okay.
I was
I-
gonna ask if we can figure out.
I drag it out of the water, untie my rope. I say, "Look, looks good to me."
But Turner's Rock went a little further, and so you think it does get some pretty good depth out there. This floor, just like the steps here leading down to the water's edge, you think that it probably continues to descend? Like there might be more steps down? You're not sure that you've reached the bottom there.
Well, we can try to cross. I got a 10-foot pole. I can keep poking ahead of us. As long as I don't go above my head, because I'm wearing armor, I'll sink like a stone. And I can't.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
would
think
I.
I can. We can't swim in armor.
No.
So
You could also say this is too dangerous for us to attempt right now and go back.
yes,
to one
that's
of the
kind of what I'm
other
thinking
groups.
about too. This is like this is just screaming something's horrible in the water.
Let's go back.
We can go down now. So we can go down.
It's not
those
like I'm sitting
stairs.
here. I'm not.
Yeah, let's check the stairs. The
Are you
stairs-
entering the
X-Files game is
water?
playing.
The stairs
So-
didn't have a lake at the
Yeah,
bottom, so
we've left 2 sets of stairs behind us.
Yeah.
Right.
One
Well-
would be past Brad's pit, and the other one is just outside of this room with the glyphs.
Do you
Yeah.
wanna- do you want to go back to that then?
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Okay.
yeah, start
I
with the
can't
closest
swim,
one.
so yeah.
So we go back to these steps here, and
Yeah.
I'll center the map for you. You gonna go down these?
Yeah.
Let me check for traps really quick, just to
Yep.
double check.
Give me both your elf rolls there, the secret door one and
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
What did I do?
Lullaby,
Hold on.
you make your way down the steps, looking about, and nothing reveals itself.
Yeah, we're good.
You reach the bottom, and to the north there is another one of these stone doors with an iron ring.
I say we do the exact same formation we did before. Shield wall up, guys in the back, ready to launch stuff.
Lullaby, you press your elven ear to the door, and you do not hear anything beyond.
There is nothing on the other side of this door.
No
Let's
big
just
feet.
I'm super
Let-
certain.
let's just be safer than sorry, right? Let's just make the shield wall, push the door open.
Okay,
All right, I'm now part of the shield wall.
excellent.
Yes, you are. I got your
Carrying
shoulder. It's got my
spear
hand
and
on your
magic
back.
helmet. My spear and magic shield. My magic spear and shield.
So beyond into this room, you see that this is a very large chamber. It stretches out to the north, well past your light, and even to the east, it stretches out to into darkness. However, your light is just picking up at the edges. There is some sort of an altar, and beyond the altar, your light reflects back at you as you see the crystalline figure of a woman. However, the eastern side of this room also appears to be flooded.
Well,
Someone say crystalline?
Yeah, I'm thinking this might be what was her name again? Clava's an altar to Clava with a crystalline person that she may have turned to crystal.
Ooh.
It's like a human-sized crystalline person.
Yes, it looks like the statue. It's difficult to tell at this distance what it is because it's really right at the reaches of your light. But there's definitely, you can see a hand stretched out, and it looks entirely made of a sort of a pinkish red crystal.
Does it look
We
similar
wanna
to the
walk a little closer?
stones? Does it
Sorry.
look similar to any of the stones from the other room?
No, it does
Right.
not. The 5 Karens? No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like it's any of those types of stone.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna step in
Okay.
the room. I'm pretty confident that there's
I'll
no
stay in step with you just in case.
I'm pretty sure there's
I
no
follow too.
traps and stuff, right?
So as you move into the room a bit, you can see a tunnel to the west here. You can see a door to the north that mimics the door you just came through to the south. It looks the exact same. And then to the east here, you can just make out a cavern, very similar to the one that you were, it looks very similar to the one that you were just in with the steps going down into the water. Now that your light sort of catches the statue fully, you see a woman very much a resemblance to Clava herself. And this is like the pose that she's even in. Her hands sort of out like this, and a robe similar to this, and the crystal, the workmanship, if this was carved from crystal, is superb. It has a very similar appearance to what I'm showing you here. However, the face has been smoothed away. It is just a clean sheet of crystal. There is no nose. There is no mouth.
That's creepy.
It's just a crystal of face with no expression or real identity. It's just blank.
I wonder what happened if we touched
flash
the
my
orange
mirror
stone
at
to
her?
the hand.
I was thinking that too.
Ooh.
I was thinking putting the stone in the hand.
That's what I was thinking. But that would mean we have to walk to this water. And does it look the same as the water that we saw in the other room?
No, your light is penetrating the water here. It is merely it's just a flooding of the room, but only a few inches in depth.
Okay.
Like you can see the stonework just beneath the surface of the water. And this room obviously isn't level because it hasn't crawled across the entire chamber. But the difference in level is hardly noticeable. If the water weren't here, you wouldn't notice it.
Can we get up the edge of the water as a group? I just want to tap the water with my 10-foot pole.
Hold on to the back of Turner's collar just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna start tapping around this area here.
Yep.
Like,
if anybody doesn't know, you can always if you left click and hold on the map, your color will ping. So if you need to
that's
draw
how
my
you did it.
attention to something, you just left click and hold and go like, I'm looking over here or I'm moving over here. Yeah. Okay.
So-
If Turner touches the water, I shake his collar and go, ah!
So Turner, before you can
Just kidding.
sort of put the staff into the water or anything, the dim light of the sunstone touches the crystal statue at this range, and beneath that flat visage of a face, almost like an illusion or a floating hologram appears in behind it. And you none of you have ever met Clava, but you can only assume it is her. And there are very dark sockets for eyes, and it almost looks like they're dripping some sort of blackish dark ichor. And the statue then moves. The arms come down out of this pose, and it speaks. It says, "Step forward, servant, and receive my blessing. If you are here, then the sunstone has fallen. You must bring the stone to Spellreach Tower. The tower will help you find the others. Fail and suffer my wrath. Step forward, warlord. Speak your name so that I may know my champion."
He sounds like my mom.
I'll put up the shield and I'll take a few steps forward.
Okay, so you step out into the water. Your boots sort of nothing ill happens, and the statue, the crystalline statue, even the feet move and it shuffles to face the party.
My name is Hunter, and I kind of do like a little bow.
Hunter. What sort of name is Hunter?
That of a farmer.
Where is Malgut? Malgut was to retrieve my stone. Hunter, this is no orcish name. At which point the statue begins to step towards you through the water.
Nice going, Hunter.
Get back, get back, get back.
The next time a statue asks you if you're Malgut, you say you're Malgut. Did you learn nothing from Ghostbusters?
Gosh, damn it.
So it's
I'm
not
thinking
about a giant
it's
marshmallow
not
man.
moving very quickly. What would the I'm going to give you an opportunity to react here. What would the party like to do?
The lullaby speaks Orcish, so I'm going to call out in Orcish.
Yeah.
Margot was no warlord if we have the stone.
Ooh, good
I'm
one.
It stops its approach and says, "Who speaks?"
Is I, the singer of lullabies, the eternal sleep master.
Are you saying that in what language?
Orcish.
Orcish? She begins to reply to you now in Orcish. So anyone that does not speak does not understand the back and forth that's about to occur here. She says, "Singer? I know of no orc singers." And there's a chuckle in her voice. "Who are you really?"
I sing of the death.
"The death of who?"
Or what?
You're some sort of dirge.
Or balladeer. Perhaps I sing silence. Like the wind. She baffled yet?
She says, "You know what? I would like you to give me a charisma check here for lullaby."
What do I have?
You have an 8. There should be a dice right beside it that you can click on.
I'm sorry, my thing is super small all of a sudden.
That's okay.
Can you see that?
Did you roll it?
It's asking me for a plus or minus.
Oh my, yeah. No modifier, just as is.
Oh no!
There we go.
we're done.
She
I
says,
take a few steps back.
she says, your orcish accent is weak, elf. I
Bad.
understand the singing. I understand the naming, the lying. And you guys can see that the statue is now beginning to make a serious advance. And I'm going to have to ask everyone to roll initiative. And we have Hunter right at the front to bear the brunt of this currently. So
Why, Hunter?
here comes the initiative check. The party gets a 1 and the enemy gets a 1. So this will happen simultaneously again.
Owl
So
run backwards.
any movement as this crystalline statue approaches you.
I'm gonna- Yeah, I'm gonna
Or
run to the north. I think, like that area. Oh, my color's pink.
You can change your color if you
Oh,
want. You just go down to
fancy.
your
It
name
matches
and click on
matches
it.
my
but-
glasses. I'm good. Oh,
Okay, so Lullaby runs to the north. Lumen, what are you doing as this crystalline statue barrels towards the party?
Kind of wanted to. I want to go this way towards this like hallway and
Yes.
try to shove the sunstone in my coat.
Okay,
See if that turns her off. I don't
Okay.
know.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go that way too.
All right. So we have 2 party members moving to this doorway. Turner and Brad, what do you guys do?
can I reach for my mirror and like flash it at her to see if that
Ooh,
like
that's a good idea.
projects any like light or like sees anything?
Okay, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be part of your movement. And Turner, what are you?
I'm gonna move over to where Lullaby is so we can form a shield wall.
Okay. So I'm just gonna duplicate this. So a portion of the party moves to this archway. Are you going right into the archway, Lumen and Hunter? Or are you staying in the room?
I was gonna be kind of in front of the archway.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Lullaby and Turner have moved up into the north part of the room, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Brad, you shuffle for your mirror and you hold it up, and so far no effect as it's barreling down towards you. Any ranged attacks?
I think I'm gonna huck my spear,
Okay.
and I'm gonna sing while I do it because that'll teach her.
Yes.
I got one. I'm ready.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I throw my spear and I sing, "One is one and all alone and evermore shall be it so."
Nice.
I don't know what that means, but I'm just trying to confuse her, I think.
It'll work. Okay.
Let me
throw
roll my-
throw that spear now.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay.
My roll 20's being kind of dumb right now.
It can do that.
Sorry to Sherry.
I have learned of the dumbness of roll 20.
And then this is the magic spear.
Okay, so when it asks you for the modifier, just put a +1 in. So the spear flies through the air, true, strikes the crystalline statue, and just sort of ricochets off her. Not appearing to do any damage.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm no expert.
Any other ranged attacks? No? Okay. So with that, then the statue reaches Brad. Brad, you're holding your mirror up, and you're like, do something! Do something! Do something! And it does not do anything. And then the statue crashes down. Basically, like, claps your head between its hands, like that.
Brad's dead.
Brad's dead. That's not
It's like
Brad.
your mom too,
Brad's
isn't
dead.
it?
Okay, so here's the first attack on Brad. Hits armor class 0
Ooh,
for 4 points of damage.
Brad's dead.
Is that all Brad has?
The
yes.
face,
gonna
that's
be-
all.
Close.
Yeah.
So you guys see this creature come over, boom, hits Brad, and down Brad goes. So now we're going to make the dreaded death check.
No, Brad.
To see what will happen.
I'm just glad I was in the first to go.
To poor Brad. This could be the first fatality of the campaign of player characters.
Will not be the last.
Rest in
Brad's
pepperoni
eyeball
bread.
pops out. The statue cracks his head, and you see something roll out into the water as Brad hits the ground, and a pool of blood forming by his head.
Did you just negan me?
Wow.
Not so pretty face
No
anymore.
one is in range to do a melee attack. So we're gonna move right along here to a new
We
initiative
have a half
roll.
blind thief. This is awesome.
The party gets to react first now. Brad is lying at the feet of the
Never
crystalline
promised
statue,
greatness.
and there is a lot of blood. Actually, I don't know how
Lord.
bad an eye bleeds, but I know head wounds bleed, so there's a lot of blood. All right.
Where's the spear?
The statue would be here, and the spear is probably lying somewhere around its feet, I'll say.
Someone pick up my eye, please.
Oh no!
Just put it in your pocket for me.
So just for people watching or listening, we normally in basic D&D, being brought to 0 hit points would just mean you were dead. There was some old school amendments to that, saying that you could go to negative whatever level your character was, and there was a couple other things. We've tried to change that a little bit with our death checks. So there is the possibility of just instant death, but there's also the possibility of things like what just happened with an eyeball removal.
So is Brad just unconscious?
Brad is considered at 0 hit points, lying on the floor unconscious, with his eye gone.
So hot right now.
You're gonna get an eye patch.
Oh, and Brad
Eye
handful
patches are
from now
cool.
on.
Eye patches are cool.
Eye patches are cool.
So
Wear it on the right eye, the correct eye.
you guys get to I'll let you pick, Maddie, left or right eye. Doesn't matter to me. I can only imagine what Millie's gonna say when you come out of the dungeon missing an eye. What would
Better not roll her eyes and rub it in.
I lost it for you, babe. Lost it for you, babe.
What party? It's your turn. Movement, and then we'll go on to ranged attacks.
If
So
she's nowhere close to me, I'm fine staying where I'm at.
Where is the? I'm understanding it to be around here, right?
More
That's what
like
I
here.
think,
More
too.
like here. This square right here.
Oh, that's even better.
I would.
Oh, for
love
me,
to
it's
move
better.
I
No, I'm
will-
going to do a ranged
I'll
attack.
I'll put a little here. We'll do this. This is sort of where it's relocated to, as opposed to where it's drawn.
I'm
Okay.
definitely doing a ranged attack.
I would
Same.
love to move closer to where the rest of the group is.
Okay. So
Could I like grab the spear here and then move up here?
you could yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I do that, but then like as I'm fumbling over the spear, I accidentally like kick the eye and kind of rolls into the water.
Okay,
An eyeball
perfect.
Floating in the water.
You did that on purpose, you bastard.
The heat of the moment. I don't know what you're talking about.
Pick it up and wipe it off.
Oh my gosh.
Someone in the distance yells, "Goal!"
Oh.
Okay, so Brad's down. You run over and you pick up the spear, Hunter, and then you move back to your friends, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So there is something in these rules called a defensive movement, a fighting withdrawal, which basically would half your movement rate. But it prevents you from taking attacks as you move away. So I'm gonna say that you get the spear and then move back with your friends. So everybody has regrouped in the north of the room here. Any ranged attacks?
Yeah, I'm gonna try once it's so far away. I'm gonna try to hit it with my sling.
Okay, nice.
And see what
I'm gonna
happens.
try
Is this a
to
short
use
range? Like,
that.
how far away is it? Like 10, 5, 10,
This
15,
would
20?
be this would be one square in here is 5 feet, so this would be 5, 10, 15. Yeah, 20 feet.
Okay, so it's short range for me. Okay. And it's short, it gets, yeah. 1 bonus of +1. Let's see here.
If you have it set to short, it should add the bonuses for you.
Oh, it's asking to input a value. That's why I'm adding a value
Okay.
of +1.
Yeah, you can just
Okay.
leave that 0. If you've got the range set to short, it should
Okay.
it should
All
add
right.
that. And I'll double check once the roll comes up.
All right. And there it goes.
Armor class 5. There is a +1 in there for short range. Unfortunately, armor class 5, the slingstone ricochets off the statue.
Ooh, that not good.
Ooh.
Now we're on to who else would like to do a ranged attack?
Can I try to use the radiant beam thing?
Yes. Yes. So you pull the stone out and use the radiant beam on it. So you guys see basically a 1 foot wide beam, and it extends 60 feet until it makes contact with something. So it contacts the creature, and the creature has to make a saving throw versus spell, which I'm going to do right now. It failed. So the light of the beam goes into the crystalline statue, and immediately the sunstone's light begins to refract and bounce and ricochet inside the crystalline statue. So I would like you to roll 4d4 damage. That's what the damage for that beam is, 4d4. But we're going to double that as the beam refracts and deflects off of all the different surfaces of the crystalline creature. So that's an 8, and we're going to double that up to 16. So she is just about to start to approach you in the north, and you see cracks start to form in her body, and light just kind of shines out. Important to note that the light that the sunstone gives off, it is not like torchlight, it is like daylight. So very bright in this dark chamber, and these cracks of light just all over. You hear a scream from the voice within the statue, and it just explodes like a piece of glass hitting the floor.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of bits of shards of glass dropping into the water. It even bounces off those of you that have shields, like the crystalline shards bounce off you, and then there's just a pair of legs there, and then they tip and fall.
Ooh.
That's
Oh my
beautiful.
God, Brad.
Oh my god,
that was
Brad.
amazing.
Oh my god. Can we
Is it bad? Be
do
honest.
anything?
You literally got clapped.
I hold the mirror up in front of Brad.
Yeah, Brad isn't even conscious. Brad isn't even conscious. Maybe
Or even better.
maybe floating in and out of consciousness a bit. Basically, like a big wound on the side of the face, and
I see a big red handprint, right?
yes. That's awesome. A
The ultimate 5-star.
big red handprint.
Like from slap giving from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, that's Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna yell for Ketris.
All right. He comes running into the chamber, having heard the combat taking place.
Like we've got 2 of us that were trying to help you, but you've got to help us. Reading the runes isn't enough. You must heal these 2.
I don't know any sort of healing spells. Much like
wearing a
Lumen.
backpack?
Much like Lumen, I'm a magic user. Yes, he has. Yeah. Oh, he has a backpack and scroll cases all over.
So I'm patting him down.
Okay.
Potions.
Okay, you're looking for anything. He's like, I have nothing. I swear, nothing. What happened to poor Brad? And what is all this red crystal?
Yeah.
There was a giant clava statue that clapped Brad.
Completely technical term is bitch slapped her. Bitch slapped her really
He
bad.
did get bitch slapped.
Watch
Yeah,
this
big time.
use.
Wow.
right out of his head.
He could literally see himself get bitch slapped.
Yeah.
The first rule about getting hit by Clava is to not talk about getting hit by Clava.
Okay.
Exactly.
We will not talk about this day ever again.
No, slap givings came early this year. That's all I say.
Oh my goodness. So feeling bad.
Isn't it like tomorrow Thanksgiving for the States?
I think so.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I all the Americans. I did not realize. I'm sorry.
Thanksgiving.
Ketris.
I'm
Ketris
gonna
will.
start slapping people now. So I mean, that's a new tradition. I didn't know that was an option.
It's a tradition.
Ketris will
Yeah,
pick
could
Brad up and carry him over to this archway here and lean him against the wall and get some bandages out and starts wrapping his head.
Well, look at the bright side, Brad. At least you're slap-alicious now.
Delicious.
I look like the Invisible Man.
Yes. What would the rest of the conscious party want to do?
I know in like 5e you have to like stabilize the person if they're unconscious. You have to do that sort of thing.
He is stable. Brad is stable.
Okay.
See, normally he would be dead. He hit 0 hit points.
Yeah.
By their rules, he just dies. So what we're saying is Brad stays at 0 hit points for the next few hours, and then when he comes through, he'll get 1 hit point back, but he'll be missing an eye. And there's some penalties. When you lose an eye, you have -1 on ranged attack rolls. That's permanent. If you have
That
no
sucks.
eyes left after you sustain this injury, you're blind. So if you took another attack, dropped to 0, and we rolled this effect again, Brad would be blind.
Okay.
He would be
Blind
the eyeless thief.
Goals, squad goals.
He becomes
Thoughtless
Brad.
eyeless
Brad
thief.
begins his journey to become Daredevil. That's what
Yes.
happens.
That's right.
I think that we should search the room.
Yes,
Just to
and
make sure that we're not
nothing
missing
else.
anything.
Retrieve poor Brad's mirror.
And
Use
maybe
my eye to search the room. Just kind of move.
I'm gonna say you
And
find
I-
Brad's mirror on the floor with it's not shattered, but it has a crack across it.
Oh,
And then I think we should check the
now we have
crystal.
bad luck for like 7 years.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Tell me about it.
You find Brad's eyeball in amongst the red crystal.
Pick it up.
It's not in good shape either. The altar, you all notice, has some writing on it. It's written in Orcish, but I assume that someone will translate for you. So I'll give you the.
I will.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
please.
Hey, Hunter, give me my spear back, crazy.
Oh yeah, I hand him his spear back.
so this is written. In Orcish across the top of the altar. Only one color, but not one size. Stuck at the bottom, yet easily flies. Present in sun, but not in rain. Doing no harm and feeling no pain.
Sounds like something that I wrote, plagiarizers. It's not, but I mean, it sounds
That
very
like a
similar.
riddle?
It's exactly it.
Is it a shadow?
Yeah, it's
It's a
exactly it.
riddle, right?
Yeah, because you can see it in sun, but not in the rain. It does no harm and feels no pain. What's a shadow? Stuck at the bottom. It easily flies. Yeah, shadow would fly or follow you, no problem. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You guys
Good
would
call,
play
whoever
way too
came up
much
with that.
D&D. I would have been
I
stuck
was-
on that puzzle for 6 to
I was
7
gonna-
hours.
I
We
was
wouldn't
gonna
have
say
left
that.
this room.
That's why you're the fighter, Hunter. That's why you're the
Yeah.
fighter.
I was gonna say shadow, but I wanted you guys to, have the satisfaction of guessing. So
Does Lullaby say that, or does John say that?
that's
I wasn't
lullaby.
gonna say anything.
Oh yeah, I got nothing.
The water is a little deeper near the wall, but it's never really even above the top of your boot.
Do you think there's anything in the altar itself?
What happens
Yeah.
if we like turn off the light and the room goes dark? Does the altar do anything?
Do you want to try that?
I'll put the sunstone in my coat again.
Okay.
I give a quick
nothing appears to change.
Okay. Eh.
ask Ketris if, hey, the Phoenix Order, Phoenix and light and burning and stuff like that. Is there any tie?
The word shadow could have so many meanings. Nothing springs to mind.
You're useless, man.
Ooh.
I said that in Orcish. No, I said that in Orcish.
Okay, he's still bandaging Brad's head, and finishes and apologizes again for his futility.
I cast sleep on him. That'll teach him.
Oops. I accidentally changed my max hit points to 1 and not my hit points.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, changing that around.
So, kind of want to go play around with that altar, like accidentally push it over.
Okay. It is a very... I will need a strength check for that. It is a very heavy stone. Actually, I think maybe we'll use your Ben Bar's lift gates. Hold on a second.
Can I give him a hand? Try. I'm pretty strong, dude.
Absolutely. To hit, just use your open door check, Captain.
Okay.
There should be a dice after on your strength. It'll say to hit, damage, open doors, and then there will be a dice.
I am not seeing that.
On your character? On the
there it is. Got it. Yeah, okay. See it. Hit doors.
Oh,
got it. Okay.
And if it asks you for a modifier, put in +1 for Hunter's assistance.
Okay.
I can help. I've got a 16.
Or I guess it would be, I think it's -1 you want to do because we want a lower roll. So do
a lower roll, -1?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work, then I'll modify it myself.
Okay. Try that.
So go ahead.
Oh.
1 in 6 chance. You rolled a 6. Oh, it didn't modify it. So the 6 would drop to a 5. So the two of you really lean on it. This is just a solid stone that the top has been carved flat and the writing has been put on it.
There's no secret doors or stuff, but there's no.
No. It seems very mundane to you.
All right. I was hoping there might have been an offering or something on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can I pick up some pieces of the crystal and put them in my bag?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just
note that you've gathered some of that red crystal. Lullaby sort of takes a scoot around the room, does not find any traps or secret doors, etc.
Could I take a look-see down here?
Yeah, do you want to go there?
Sure.
Okay.
Was it just like a crack in the wall? Is it like a tunnel leading downward? How does it look like?
Yeah, as you move over here, you can see ahead that there is a tunnel leading off to the east. It is a rough carved tunnel. The wall here is cracked and broken, like maybe some shift in the stone or something has caused it, and there's been a collapse. Beyond, you can see that the water gets, there's a larger chamber beyond, and you can already, just from your first step in here, you can feel that the floor sort of slants down a bit. That this is the water's going to get a little deeper this way.
This is the same problem as that other room.
Yeah.
That I don't think we're well prepared for that.
No, not in armor.
I didn't lose my eye for nothing. Get down there. Skedaddle. Come on.
I grew up on a farm. I'm a pretty good swimmer.
Hey, we could always just push Brad's body in the water and see if it floats. Anything attacks it.
Great idea.
Kidding.
Fresh meat's back on the menu, boys.
Oh,
My band-aid head's just gonna weigh me down.
You're just floating completely upside down with the legs up in the air.
Remember me.
Water slowly seeping into your head.
Oh no!
Oh.
Yeah,
like a
I
snow
think
globe
we
when
should
you
back
take
away
it.
from this.
If it's salt water, if dipping your face into the wound
Get a
into
cork.
the water just immediately wakes you up.
Yeah, let's back away from this.
Okay.
I'm wearing armor. I'll sink like a stone.
I could
So
take
how
off
about-
my armor and go for a swim and check it out, but I don't think that's a
I'm
smart
not
idea.
wearing armor. I can
No.
check it, I guess.
I mean, maybe if there's no other way for us to figure out
Yeah.
what we're supposed to be doing here, and that's like the last place that we have to look, then that would make sense.
Well, there appears to be something over here, so why don't we go have a look at this?
Okay, so you move over this way. Ketris is still with Brad, and beyond you can see a chamber with there is a large fountain in the center of the chamber. It's not very ornate. Let me just double check. No, there are 5 figures crudely carved into the top part of the fountain. Their identities or their features are it's just not good enough craftsmanship. You can sort of guess by body shape that there are 3 men and 2 women, and water flows from their jars that they're holding and from the palms of their hands, and a heavy iron gate blocks the tunnel to the west.
I was gonna say, I don't like these 4 little black dots on the map.
The figurines in the fountain,
Mm.
are they kind of positioned the same way in which we just saw with the figurines circling the sun in those diagrams we saw in the other room?
No, the 5 figures all stand back to back. One is taller than the other 4, though.
And does any one of them
one
look like they could be a representation of what's her name there?
Clava?
Clava?
There's nothing specific to let that. These are pretty abstract, but there are 2 women and 3 men, and the five. There are 3 men and 2 women as well.
Okay.
So your guess is that this is some sort of crude depiction of the 5, and the water flows. The water flows out of it.
Okay, so water is actually coming out of it. It's not just like an unused fountain. It's
No.
actually running. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. And there appears to be a doorway here, and
Yes.
this is barred here.
Yeah, so there's a door to the north and a gate to the west.
Like a push open gate or like a we can't pass gate?
It can be pushed open, but there is a lock, and it appears to be locked.
If only we had someone that could pick locks. Oh, wait a minute.
John, I think you're muted. If you tried to say something. You can see there's a stairwell beyond the gate.
Actually, Captain just said what I was going to say, so I felt no need to jump in there.
There looks like there's another door here to the north as well.
Can we try to bend those bars?
Absolutely. I would just.
I want to try to bend the bars.
I just need you to make that strength check, not the strength check, but the open door check on the other side of the character sheet.
Ooh, success.
Lullaby puts his back into it, and the bar is bent enough that somebody can squeeze through, if they so choose.
Or we could walk around if it looks like this might be the same area.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking.
Now we got the bars bent just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Make a speedy getaway.
Ketris takes some of the water and from the fountain and takes it back to Brad.
There's probably no poison. Don't worry about it. We're good.
Or it could be healing water.
As you say that, he's like,
Awesome.
poison? Wait.
Unless,
I was going to wash his wounds.
unless I say otherwise, anytime I speak to what's his bucket, it's always in orcish.
Okay. Well,
Especially if he's gonna. Yeah, I'm not that important, dude. Just do your own thing.
he pours the water over Brad's wound, and Brad, you can heal D4 hit points.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
So
Yes.
go ahead and roll a d4. You got to open up down the left side. You'll have to open up the dice roller there. And
Oh yeah.
oh, I just bumped out of the game.
What?
I'm coming back in.
I
One.
know what I'm doing.
Well, that's okay. Brad, you get 1 hit point and you're conscious. So you wake.
Yay!
You wake to find Ketris. You're on the floor. Ketris is washing your face. Your head really hurts, and I can't speak from experience on what it's like to lose an eye, but I would anticipate that you know that something is wrong with your vision. That
Close one of your eyes.
yeah, like you're having you can't see. Did you decide left or right eye?
I'm gonna go with my right eye because I feel like that's my dominant eye in real life.
So the right
That would suck.
side, you can't seem to see anything out of your right eye.
Mm-hmm.
Join that. All
Just kind of like holding my
hand.
hand and just kind of like.
Yeah, Ketris is like, you probably don't want to touch that, Brad. You probably don't want to touch that. Yeah, you.
It's weird.
hate-
The
I hate
light's
to-
only on.
Do we
on, like,
see
the
the
left
miraculous water pour, wake up, heal?
You can see that Brad comes around, yes, and Ketris is like, I hate to be the one to inform you of this, Brad, but you've lost an eye.
What? No, not me. I'm just like going like this with my hands, just like gonna listen.
Ketris
Oh.
is like, yes, you've
Me.
yes, you've definitely lost an eye.
I don't know. I think that it's only light on the left side. I think the lights are only turned on in one part of the room.
He looks.
Are
Are you feeling that?
He looks
You
from
seeing
the
that?
archway. He looks from the archway across the room at the rest of you, and he's
I'll
like,
just come over with the sunstone and like hold it on one side and hold it on the other.
okay, so you demonstrate to Brad.
I think I got a migraine. Does anyone have like something for that spell? Had a pounding on one side of my head real bad.
I think I'm gonna shove my head in the fountain.
Yeah.
So if you drink from the fountain, you can gain D4 hit points.
Okay.
I suspect you meant you gain them if you've lost them, because
Correct.
otherwise I drink 17 times.
Yes, and you can, and the effect of the fountain only occurs once. So drinking from the fountain. Oh, there you go. Three hit points back.
What I'm going to do is empty out my wineskin,
Yeah.
and I'm going to fill it with this liquid in case
Okay.
we need it for another time.
All right.
Ooh. Smart.
So would that be what? Like
I'll
a
do the
potion of healing?
same. I'll do the same, even though I already did it. I'll use it for somebody else, but I'll do the same.
All right. Just mark on your character sheet that you have like
Heal water, heal
he-
juice.
heal water 1d4.
Oh jeez.
Heal water 1d4.
Echo was carrying all my water skins, so
However, Hunter, you can't benefit from the effects of the fountain
Yeah.
again today. You have to wait another.
Can I try to like tear up some fabric to make an eye patch?
Yes, absolutely. He already has. Ketris has bandaged Brad's head in such a way that it covers the socket. But yeah,
Okay.
Just stick it on there.
yeah.
then
all
put
of
one
that.
of those crystals in your eye hole.
I'm going to nonchalantly
Yeah, we just
walk
put-
over
Put
to.
one of the crystals there.
You have one of
Wedge
those
that-
little pieces.
Wedge that in there.
Probably not comfortable to wedge it in right now while the wound is fresh.
What do you
I'm going to
mean?
nonchalantly walk over to Brad, put my hand on his shoulder, and go, "Listen, word of advice. Next time a
Okay.
statue comes at you, don't hold up a fucking mirror. Run."
Is there gonna be another time?
Probably.
Who knows?
Oh, I don't
Is this
like
gonna
that.
happen again?
Please.
I'm just glad Brad got clapped and not me.
Brad got the clap. Oh no.
Brad got the clap.
Oh
That's a whole other like reason for the healing water.
Yeah, that'll be one to explain to Millie. Okay.
Got the clap.
So the bars have been bent enough that you can squeeze through. There's 2 doors to the north here. There's a set of stairs going up, which look familiar.
And there's still that door out here that we didn't.
That's correct. There's still a door back in the chamber where the statue was.
So which way do we want to go?
Lullaby, you don't hear anything at the northern door.
This door?
Yes, I assume that one.
Do we want to just take it easy, go down the stairs?
These stairs go up.
And
Oh,
we're
they go up.
already down the stairs.
And
so
they look
let's-
familiar.
let's-
You think you've seen those stairs before.
I
They're-
meant, is this stairs or a door?
Yeah.
Looks like a door.
Oh, okay.
Let's listen to that door. Let's go to that door.
Okay.
Okay.
Make another listen check for me there, Lullaby. With your
Got
keen
it.
elven ears. Nothing. Quiet.
There's nothing behind here. We're good. No need to be cautious at all.
That's
I
you
think
said
we
the
should always be
last
cautious.
time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
let's
that
make
every
a
time.
shield wall and stack up before we go through.
Okay. So we're doing our standard. Is
Yep.
Hunter back in the shield wall?
Sure.
I mean, he has hit points now, right?
Yep. Got 4.
Okay, so the party comes in here. This chamber bears no significant markings, with the exception of to the west here. This looks like this room would have stretched further west, and the whole thing has collapsed. And it looks recent. There's dust and everything floating about the room. So perhaps when the sunstone hit the mountain, this room was lost. A number of glowing orcish skeletons lay crushed beneath the rubble.
Oh.
Oh, that's good.
They're still glowing?
Yeah, they haven't died yet. There's 2 of them.
Can we run over and finish them off?
Yeah, I think we should put them out of their misery and let the people that don't have magic weapons use
That's
those
smart.
to do it.
I only
Alright.
killed 1 skeleton at the very beginning.
I was
So
just
you need a
about to say
magic
that.
sword.
Okay, so Hunter kills 1 off to make his sword +1.
Does anyone else have like a second weapon that only hit once? Like a dagger and a sword, or a... I mean, that would make sense.
Did Brad have a dagger that hit, or no? I think it was just his arrows that were hitting, right?
Yeah, the dagger totally flopped.
Yeah.
Didn't your
well,
dagger
guess-
get
so-
+1 though from outside? You had a +1 dagger, I'm pretty sure.
No, that
No,
was
that's
Lumina.
Lumen. Yeah.
Lumen, sorry.
If I'm correct here, Lumen has a +1. Her dagger is +1 from the radiant skeletons. Lullaby has a +1 spear, and Turner's warhammer is +1.
Yes.
And Lullaby has, and now Hunter's sword is +1. Lullaby has a second spear that, if it kills another one, will become +1.
No, that's not right.
No, I thought you had
I don't.
1 spear
Yeah,
that
I
was
killed the other
+1.
one. Yeah.
And
You're
the-
right. No, you're
yeah,
right.
yeah. So if you
Sorry.
want, you can end up with 2 +1 spears there, Lullaby.
I could for sure, but does... I mean, if Brad hasn't... I mean, Brad could get a start.
Yep.
Yeah. To get a dagger going.
That's what I would
Yeah.
probably rather do that then.
Okay. So Brad has a dagger that needs 1 more kill to.
I steer Brad to the body, and I'm
Full
like,
power.
no, a little bit this way. No, a little bit this way. No, a little bit this way.
What if Brad just headbutts the skeleton and maybe the eye
Bonk.
grows?
+1 dome. I don't know.
Now I will warn you that the +1 enchantment that these light skeletons have imbued on your weapons, it is not permanent. But you think you've got at least a couple days worth of oomph in them.
I think the logic might be we would have, maybe it's if we're in close to the sunstone or
Yeah.
whatever it is. That's what Lullaby's logic is, that they're tied together somehow.
So in this chamber, the west has collapsed, and to the east, there's an archway, and this leads to the other door that
Okay.
that you guys had
Oh.
found. And I'm gonna just for simplicity's sake. There we go.
So we'll go check out that door.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this door is just like the other ones, where it has a iron ring that you can pull. Lullaby listens and doesn't hear anything beyond.
Same formation. I think we're just
Yeah.
going to do the stack up formation for every door.
Yeah. Okay. That's no problem. That saves us time.
Make that our-
We don't have to repeat it every time.
Yeah.
Dynamic lighting. Okay. So beyond this door, there's a hallway, and the hallway has suffered a fair bit of damage from the impact. There's a whole bunch of rubble, and the wall has partially collapsed.
Check
Move
for
that
traps. Anyone?
I checked for traps. I didn't find any.
Yeah, Lullaby check, doesn't see any. The tunnel ahead bends around another corner.
Let's go.
So there's
Is there any point of searching that rubble?
you certainly can if you'd like. You
Maybe
guys,
just a
but as you start to move it around, you quickly realize it's just a collapsed portion of wall. It hasn't totally
Okay, that's-
collapsed, but it's getting there. Ahead of you is a door. Now this door is different than all the other ones. It has the iron ring, but it also has carved into it a what appears to be an orcish ear. A little bit larger than, like, it's not life size. It's a little bit larger. It's exaggerated, and it's sort of right in the center of the door.
Is it protruding out, or
Yes.
is it depressed in?
No, it's protruding out.
Oh, that seems like. Well, I think I'm gonna listen first, but then I'm gonna whisper in its ear.
Okay, so have a listen first.
Do I hear anything?
Nothing. Everything beyond the door is quiet.
I sneeze.
Can we check to see if it's open or
Yeah.
unlocked? Does it look like it's locked?
You pull on you pull on the.
I'm not pulling on it yet. Hold on, let me just check for traps really fast.
Okay.
I played this game before.
So Lullaby takes a look around over the door, checks the ring. No, you don't see anything that looks trap-like.
Okay.
Okay. When you pull on the ring, the door does not open. It's held shut, almost like it has been locked. But there are no keyholes.
Say
But you,
open and
say
orcish. See
open-
what
yeah,
happens.
open and orcish is what I was gonna say.
Do we recognize then this is an orc's ear? I mean, you mentioned earlier.
Yes,
that
you
we
can
might
totally
not know what an
tell.
orc is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you orcs of Aikeon. We have some sketch art here from one of my favorite
Nice.
artists, Tony DiTerlizzi. So this is sort of what the orcs of Aikeon look like, and so this large pointed ear is recognizable as an orcish ear that's been carved, a carving of an orcish ear placed on the door.
I think that commanding the door to open by whispering in orcish in the ear would work out. I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Open up.
Open. Okay, you do that, and I need
Not yelling.
I need everyone.
Oh god.
Everyone is going to have to make a saving throw for me.
Oh no.
You're welcome.
Oh
You're welcome.
no.
Gotta try out all the buttons on our character sheet.
That's right. So we're going to be rolling a poison saving throw as a green fog is expelled from small holes in the ceiling
Poison or death ray?
down onto the party. Yes, the poison or death ray saving throw.
So do we have to roll under this or over our number?
You're trying to get over that number.
Okay.
Oh no.
So Lumen has failed.
We go.
What do we have here?
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Lullaby made it. Lumen failed.
Oh my god.
If you failed your saving throw, you are at 0 hit points and unconscious on the ground.
Oh.
No matter how many hit points you have, the poison
Right,
takes
well-
hold and down you go.
Is that a maiming or death roll?
No. There's another effect though. Don't worry.
I turn to Turner. Hey, we got to get these guys back to the room with the mountain.
Yeah.
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 let's
It's time
go.
to beat a haste retreat.
I think that we go back that direction, and we take turns if we need to, or Ketrick can come help us, or whatever. Ketris,
Yeah,
rather.
absolutely.
So that's now three of us able-bodied pulling the poisoned. I think it might be good to maybe we can hole up here for the night.
Yeah,
I don't know how long we've been
that
at it.
That
but
whole corridor fills with sort of a green, misty haze from those things in the roof. It doesn't extend into the big room here though. Okay, so you've dragged them back. Now, anyone who hasn't used the fountain already today, which is already Hunter and Brad, so Lumen, you can heal D4 hit points.
Sorry, Brad.
Okay.
Hey, let's waterboard Lumen.
Ooh, 3. Okay.
That's
Oh, I
our
don't-
only option.
I don't know what happened, but you're much better now. You
Can we
told
just
us
try
everything.
waterboarding, Brad?
Now, as far as how long you've been here, so there's 2 systems of timekeeping in Basic Dungeons and Dragons. There is combat rounds, but then there are turns, and a turn is 10 combat rounds. And when you make like, I'm going to search the room, or I'm going to, we're going to move down this corridor, those are all turns. So they're happening over a length of about 10 minutes for a turn. So the party has been in here, if my guesstimation is correct, a little more than 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay. So
Time of day was it when we first started messing around?
It
It was
was-
nighttime.
well, yeah, it's the middle of the night when the sunstone hit. The sun was not even visible when you entered.
It seems like it's been pretty safe, and I don't know much about what's going on necessarily. Again, I'm just here to gather information for my epic ballad and for Echo's dirge. But why don't we just sleep here, or just rest here, or maybe we can just try to regain our health, and then we can try again maybe later.
Okay.
Do you want to exit this dungeon and back out into the pass?
I think we can stay right here.
Let's maybe
Me
sleep in the room
personally,
with the fountain.
Lullaby thinks so. Yeah, I mean, if we bar that door
Mhm.
and we just watch this other, this area, right, this archway right here, we should be pretty good for being safe. And if push comes to shove, we can hopefully gain the use of the pool. I think it's probably better than outside, to be honest.
Okay. So the party is going to rest here. I think that's a good place for us to take our break. We can all grab a drink and use the washroom and stretch our legs.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
we will go into our pause screen, and we will be right back for. And we're back. We're back. So
Hello.
the party is going to take a rest here. As you do that, as you sort of start getting ready, Ketris says, perhaps I should go and tell those waiting outside that we'll be resting here a little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I snore.
So he makes his way through the bent gates and up and out to the rest of the caravan. Now you guys are going to stay resting here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you should just keep drinking water periodically and see what happens.
So
Throughout the night.
you were the sunstone impacted halfway through your evening. So, but you've been walking for weeks, some of you. So to have a little extra rest, it's really not of any bother. You take the opportunity gladly. Now, the dungeon you've pretty much seen. Just to orient you here. So this of course leads up to the exit here, right?
Yep.
And then we're down in here, and then down this way. So the only place that you really haven't explored is the cavern with the water and the door with the orc ear on it. Okay.
The cavern with water is sounding real friendly.
So,
At this point, yeah.
So you guys take a rest here. I'm gonna let everybody regain a hit point, 1 hit point, if you've lost any, and then everyone can drink from the fountain to gain another D4 if need be.
I think I will.
I think I will too.
Okay.
I might.
And then remember, once you've drank from the fountain, those of you that put the water into your drinking what am I looking
Water
for?
skin.
Water skins.
Wine
I was about to call it a drinking bag. What the hell?
That's what I call it.
A
So-
what
The
now?
drinking bag.
The water loses its magical qualities after 24 hours out of the fountain. So the potency, like you can tell after your rest here that the,
All right,
the
I'll just
potency has been relatively lost.
pour the water out, refresh my skin.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm
I
not,
like to refresh
I'm not
too.
going to say that we rested through a whole 24 hours, but so we're bending time a bit here. But we'll say that that it's been you were woken up late at night when the thing hit. You came in and explored the dungeon until almost daybreak, and then you've rested through the day, and it's sort of early evening on the night after the sunstone has hit. Okay. When you go back up to this door, you can see that that green sort of mist is no longer, that greeny gas is no longer in the air.
What if we have to have the right password?
Yeah, we think it might be shadow.
I'm
Because
thinking it
that's
might
what
be
the poem
shadow
is.
too.
Yeah.
So my thought is, instead of all of us piling in there, only those of us that didn't get smacked last time, that way we gain the benefit of the pool.
Okay.
Since you guys are already stuck, right? So
Who
I think
didn't drink
that-
from the pool?
just
I
me
haven't.
and I haven't either. So
So Lullaby
Yes.
and Turner and Lumen have not drank from the pool today.
yeah.
I'm 1 hit point down, but it might be better to wait.
I think only one person who can go up to the door and try shadow.
Okay, I think that's a great idea. So I'm gonna I can go in there by myself, so I'm the only one at risk. Just someone has to be able to drag me
And
out.
whoever pulls you out.
Yeah.
So Lullaby,
Tight.
I'll
pull 'em out.
oh, you'll pull him out? Okay.
Yeah.
Lullaby goes
Hey,
in
rope.
and whispers shadow in the air.
I have a rope.
And then
I
I
was
run.
about to step forward, but then
And
I
then-
see Turner
and
step
then you
forward,
run?
and I'm like, nah. Oh, okay.
I can whisper it and then try to run. I mean, and see if the green gas comes down.
Well, Lullaby, when you whisper it, you hear a faint, audible click, but you think it's an illusionary sound. You don't think it's like an actual lock. You think that maybe this was some sort of an arcane lock or something on the door, but it does open.
Yeah.
This is why I'm an elf.
No
Yes, sir.
gas is released or anything like that.
I toot.
So
That you know of.
yes, exactly. someone may have been eating chili on the trail.
Yeah, follow closely. Follow closely.
So this is a very large chamber, and there is some damage to the wall. The walls in the corner of this room. It hasn't totally given way though, but there is some damage there. The rest of the room looks pretty intact. There is 4 chests in a number, and they're spaced around the room. On top of each chest is an orcish skull.
Hmm.
I only see 2 from my eye.
There's 4 chests. I only see 2.
Yes. Do that elven thing really quick.
Yes, so Lumen moves about the room looking for secret doors and traps. Does not find anything. However, as you guys watch Lumen check the room out, as he's done on many other rooms, you start to notice that his shadow acts a little funny. Like as he moves across the light, the shadow doesn't move the way it should, and almost tries to avoid where Lullaby steps sometimes. It moves across the wall strangely. Doesn't look like him necessarily. Looks more orcish, perhaps.
I noticed that, or just
light
people watching
source?
me?
You don't notice it. You're so involved in looking for traps and that, but the other party members notice it.
Where's the light source emanating from? Like, does the shadow make sense to the light source?
The shadow makes sense for the most part from where the light source is, but not always. Sometimes it's not the way. And you can see when that occurs, Hunter, since you keep an eye on that, you can see that Lullaby does have his regular shadow, but there is this other shadow sort of mimicking.
Can I use the Sunstone to detect invisible?
You certainly can. So as you focus on your Sunstone, you start to see this sort of an undead, maybe ghost-like orc following Lullaby around the room, and the shadow, like he looks like he's made of shadow, the way he moves, and has just constant darkness around him. But you have a much better, and he's just kind of following Lullaby almost mockingly.
Can I try to throw my glowing dagger at the shadow?
Absolutely, you can. Go ahead and give me a roll for that.
Of course, I haven't actually told anybody any
No,
of this.
no,
so
you just react.
I'm just responding.
I noticed her throwing a dagger at me because I got this spear. I'm not afraid to use it.
You do. Lumen throws the dagger. It doesn't come anywhere near you, but it's it's behind you. It was not close. Like it doesn't give you a shave or anything. But she definitely threw a dagger in your general direction. And with that, the creature realizes that you can see it, Lumen. And I'm going to do an initiative check. And it's actually, the initiative button is actually behind my microphone. And the party can react first. So the rest of you can see that Lumen attacks sort of where that weird shadow is. What are people going to do as far as movement is concerned?
I'm going to scream behind you, Lumen, and run up to where Lumen is with my shield up.
Just to be clear, Lullaby, right?
Sorry, Lullaby. Sorry.
Okay.
To where Lullaby is.
Because I don't know where Lumen is compared to me.
So you move up behind Lullaby. Lumen, Hunter, and Brad are still at the doorway unless they choose to move as well.
With my shield facing towards the threat.
Yeah.
And I'm
Is there only
pointing to
one
it so we can
creepy
see it too.
shadow?
There appears to only be one.
Can I come in over here in this corner?
Yep. Into the rubble?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Are
gonna
they, like,
kind of stumble
center in the
out.
room?
Brad stumbles out. Test out the new eye. So you're out. You're going to go out with Turner, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with them as well.
Okay. And what does Lullaby do?
If I see Turner running out and saying behind you, I suspect I'm turning around.
Yeah, you turn and you see this shadowy thing behind you.
Yell, oh crap, in Orcish, and
but-
then I ready my spear.
But its exact location, just like a shadow stretches out across the ground, this thing, it's not all there. The only one that can see a firm, can see it clearly is Lumen, because she has her See Invisible spell up. So, anyone that would like to make ranged attacks at it can now make a ranged attack. Including Lumen, if she wants to make another one.
Yeah, I'll try it again.
Okay.
With a regular dagger.
All right. So anybody that wants to make a ranged attack, go ahead and roll. Okay. Lumen, nice roll. That dagger seems to strike the creature. However, as the dagger hits sort of its form, you see it just pass right through and out the other side with what appears to have no effect. Great. Now it is anyone who wants to do melee with the shadow.
Well, it's hammer time.
It's hammer time.
Yeah. I'm gonna collaborate with my hammer, and it's
All right.
+1 magic hammer temporarily anyway.
Yep.
So do I have to put the bonus values in this, or does it do it automatically?
No. If we haven't set it up as a Warhammer +1, you'll have to put a +1 in the value when it comes up.
Do that right now. And
miss.
Garbage.
Swing and a miss. It doesn't connect with anything. Hunter?
I'm gonna do the same.
Okay.
Hey, you're gonna use Turner's Warhammer?
I'm
Pull
gonna
it
use
away, bro.
Turner.
It's mine.
Take my spear, take Turner's, whatever, man.
Now I'm gonna hit him with a sword.
Okay. Oh, great hit. And your sword is glowing, correct?
Yes, it's +1 sword.
So as it hits the creature, you feel that it does connect with something. It's not just passing through. And Lumen, you see this with your See Invisible. This creature, a huge gaping wound cuts across it. All kinds of shadow tears away from it as Hunter strikes it. Brad, do you want to attack with your dagger?
I feel like with the state I'm in, I'm kind of turning my head to the left, maybe holding up my bow. I don't really know what's going on. I'm kind of doing a spinning action.
Okay.
And as I'm spinning, maybe my hand kind of lets go and shoots off somewhere.
Okay, let's do that then. Roll for your bow attack.
Awesome.
Do I see her shooting at me? Him shooting at me?
He's shooting close.
Aiming at us. He's aiming at us.
Okay, just as I described when Lumen's dagger passed through it, Brad nails this thing right center mass with the arrow, and it just sort of passes through its shadowy form.
But I did hit it.
You did hit it, yes. Okay, anybody who hasn't attacked yet, or?
Yeah, I still need to attack with my spear.
So Lullaby can totally see what people are attacking now. Oh, a really good hit. Just not a lot of damage.
It's not a good roll.
That's with the glowing spear. I decided not to throw it this time.
Okay, so that should be one higher for damage, right?
No, it calculated.
Oh, you put it in? Okay.
I did.
All right, so your spear strikes it, and the sun energy from the spear you see sort of has a quick flash, and this shadowy creature disappears.
Are there any other weird shadows in here?
Yeah, you
I
look.
do.
There's
Oh
one.
no.
I hope
There's
not.
enormous in the-
Yes.
You guys look about. You're on your toes and looking for anything
This
that
is-
looks suspicious, but you don't find anything like that at the moment. The room is lit as it should be, and there's no strange shadows moving about.
I'm gonna pick up my daggers.
Yeah, everyone collect up your weapons for sure. Do you want me to check the chests for traps? Maybe me and Brad can do it.
That's an excellent idea.
Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
Let's
Okay,
do that.
let's
Brad,
have-
you want to get a couple?
Let's have Brad make a check for traps.
That's all. It's only if he wants to. I mean,
Yeah.
he's only got one eye.
I'll use this hand to feel, and then I'll turn my head around. I'll look and feel on the wall.
I've usually just. I think the chests for now, right?
Yep. Okay.
Mhm. So Brad uses his find remove trap skill. If you want to give us a roll on that.
Traps.
Do you
These
think
two chests are
Ketris?
good.
Do you think Ketris told Millie that Brad lost his eye?
Better not have.
Brad and
I'm
Lullaby
working on
take a
her.
look over the chests and don't find anything that looks dangerous on the chests.
Like Brad would know.
Actually,
would
Brad
I?
actually rolled well this time around, so he thinks he knows.
Good hands.
Good
Good field
hands.
checks.
Does anyone feel strongly about these orc skulls, or just move them out of the way to open the chests?
I think they're a bit sus, but
Well,
Yeah,
you guys
if
don't see any
something's gonna
trap.
happen with them,
Like
but-
the skulls are on the chest, so the chests and skulls look clear of any sort of trap.
they're probably
That's
okay.
It's a slam dunk. Let's do it. Everyone want to? Everyone want to like get in front of one, or just go one at a time?
Everyone want
just
to
in
pick a
case they
random
release-
chest?
Do you want me to
let's
shatter
do it.
one of the skulls with my hammer?
Yeah, well,
Ooh.
let's do that.
All right, I'll go up to one of the
Sam
to one of the
Duck.
hammer, one of the one of the skulls, and I'll smash it with my hammer. See what happens.
Okay. It crushes, just crushes and shatters. Bones,
This is a very
bone
basic, very
splinters
basic.
everywhere.
Sorry, very basic D&D tactic right here. I'm digging it.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah.
So does everyone grab a chest and open it?
Or we can do one at a time. in
I
case
think one at a
things
time,
pop
yeah.
out.
Okay. So I'm
Just
going to
go.
do you one better. I'm going to say that as you open all the chests, this is, I'm going to give you totals that you find, because inside there are
Nice.
coins and gems, and a number of items that are of interest. So there is a total of 6,000 gold between the four chests, which is maybe more gold than any of you has ever seen. There are 14 gems. Nobody here has anything sort of in their backgrounds that would lead me to think they would know how to value these gems, but you know, they're gems all the same. There is a very nice suit of leather armor. There's a very nice looking mace. There are 2 potions and 1 scroll.
Well,
Oh, look, it's a potion of swimming. Someone should take it and go into the pool.
Pair of
Not
water
me,
floaties.
someone else do that.
Well,
I eat the scroll.
I think we should probably give Brad the armor, because that's all that Brad can wear is leather armor.
Is there a round gem I can put in my lonely socket?
Sure.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Make
needs
sure
to
it's all
happen.
polished.
Just jam the sunstone in there. That'll be good.
Just like
Yeah.
1, 2.
Up your
What's-
patch.
It's the size of an orange. He'd look like crazy, like one big orange eye.
Just hold still. I'll be holding my hand on your face for forever, but hey, you look cool.
Call bonding. We're fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
So you gather
So-
you gather up the items, I assume.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we should divvy them up. Like, I
Is
think
there
the
any
suit
way to
should go to
tell
Brad.
what-
Okay.
Is there any way to tell what scroll this is, or is it
Yep.
kind of a?
Yeah, with a little bit of, and the potions, even with a little bit of testing, you can figure out what the potions are. So, it will actually, no, I apologize. The potions, you don't know what they are. But the scroll you can read with a read magic spell. If you don't have one, then Ketris does, and you could certainly bring it to him outside.
Okay.
The mace is a +1 mace, and the leather armor is +1 leather armor.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Would anybody be opposed to me having the mace?
Oh, you should have it.
You should
Because
definitely have the mace.
Because you're limited. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. But I know that we got limited magic here in the group.
On a side note, in old basic D&D, there were all these random tables to roll magic items on, and I had as a DM, I just had a blast rolling up this treasure. I hadn't done anything like that in a very long time. I usually just pick, but to actually use the tables was a lot of fun. So we got 6,000 gold, and we got these 14 gems. Yeah, it was fun. Cool. Anyway, just a side note.
I always that was my favorite part about playing D&D and like dungeon crawls was when you finally found the loot and then everyone rolls the dice to see what they find in the chest. Oh,
Yeah.
I even got the shadow had a treasure type, so I grabbed the alphabetical treasure type that he had, and then I went onto the table, and there's all these percentile dice I had to roll, and yeah, this is what we came up with. It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
That's nice. Let's I think that's pretty good. Either Lumen
are we
or
splitting
I
the
should have
gold
the
and
scroll.
gems evenly, or how are we doing that?
Yeah.
And we have to
I'm not
value the
very strong,
gems.
so
Okay, so I'm gonna jump on Turner's sheet just here for a second, and I'm gonna add your mace +1 in here,
Okay.
and that'll give us.
I will take the scroll to Ketris also.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And it looks like you've added the magic bonus for your Warhammer, so that's good.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Could be a scroll of reviving the planet or the sun or whatever.
Exactly.
You never
Or
know.
my dead eye.
You never know. You never know. Okay, so
Lumen,
I've got
you should be able to add that to your spell book, and then once it's in your spell book, I can add it to my spell book.
Brad. Are you gonna Brad's putting the leather armor on?
Yeah, I'll put the leather armor on.
Okay, so I'm gonna put down here leather.
Brad goes in, comes out with a new suit of armor and missing eye.
And a big
It's
slap
all
on the side of
backwards,
the
I can't
face.
tell.
Yeah, it definitely welted. Like there's probably like it's like a big hand bump.
Like one of these right there.
So that brings
really tender.
Brad's armor class down to 5, which is pretty good.
Hold on, Hunter, you have to give Brad the shield with the big eye on it.
Oh no,
I will give Brad the shield.
Brad
guy on
Brad
it.
doesn't know how to use shields. Don't do
Yeah,
that. That's
these can't use shields.
then you're just mocking him.
Oh,
You're
that
just
was
mocking
really
him.
fun.
Ooh.
Can you take the leather off of the shield and just wrap it around Brad's eye?
Yeah, to make
Yeah,
it
there
add
you
it to
go.
the
We've
armor.
still got 2 eyes.
Oh
Make it
yeah.
Cut
Make
out
it
the
into
eye
like
and
a-
make an eye patch out of it.
A chest plate or something.
Is the eye on the shield just a leather patch?
The eye on the shield is like just a leather patch. It would be huge. It would be huge.
That'd be great.
Brad,
You
need to
do
make that
what
into
you
a
want to
hood.
do. You do what you
Or
want
if
to
you
do.
just like roll it up so like the eye is just like the pupil and that's what you use as a
Yeah.
You can make a hood.
It's your
That's
it's
cool,
your
too.
brand from now on.
It is.
Okay, so you got you
This is for
you backpack up all the treasure, you backpack up all the gems, the leather armor and the mace are distributed, and then the potions. And who's taking the scroll? Who's taking the potions? I
Lumen.
guess.
One of us.
Yeah.
would take the
Do you want to
scroll.
just say that they're
Lumen's taking the scroll.
Lumen? Okay, Lumen.
And then it doesn't matter who
have-
carries the potions because we can get them identified.
Yep.
Or we can have someone tell us what they are.
Okay.
If you wanted to take the scroll, because I have the sunstone that casts spells.
Okay, I mean, like I said, we're gonna end up sharing whatever's on the scroll anyway. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because you can take you can copy it off the scroll into your spell books.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what now, party?
Step outside, get the scroll identified,
Sure.
Get some fresh air.
get some fresh
Or we
air.
can go down to that
So,
river.
So as you get back to the cairn with the five different types of stones, and where the sunstone was hovering, and there's that circular shaft leading out of the mountain. And when you get there, you distinctly hear Lumen's sister, Silva,
Oh no.
and you hear her say, "You get your hands off of me, and you leave them alone."
I already know immediately what's going on.
Can I run?
So Hunter's like, "Oh damn."
I'm oblivious as always.
I do not speedily make it up there. I take my
You
time.
take your time. Lumen, you run. You make it up. You look out. It's night, and you see the remaining caravan, including Ketris, surrounded by orcs,
Bro,
pushing them, shoving them. The orcs number well over 50.
Ooh,
Time to dip.
I am going to make the sunstone brighter.
I'm gonna cast invisibility and disappear.
I'm gone, master of illusion.
the sunstone's a good idea. They hate the sun.
I get them.
Yeah. Oh, they do. Okay, great, good. Because I was just trying to be intimidating.
So you're about 400, 500 feet from them, because they're on the mountain pass below, and you guys are sort of up in that hole in the mountain.
We run over?
So you're going to light the stone?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do that. How you have an ability to make that? Are you having it grow larger and larger? Because it starts at 20 feet,
Yeah.
but I think you can make it grow by another 20 feet every time it's your turn.
Yep. I'm
To a
doing
maximum of 300 feet.
Holy shit.
that. I'm
Okay.
just gonna keep increasing it to
Daylight.
freak them out.
Use the daylight.
So you do that. You ignite the sunstone, and you immediately, like, you're this beacon up on the mountain all of a sudden, and all the orcs down in the pass look up at you, and they're all pointing. The rest of you have kind of come up and can gather what's going on, and you notice a number of them. A number of orcs with bows start making their way in your direction.
Very much.
Maybe a dozen of them.
Okay, we have to fall back. We have to fall back now.
This is
hold
very
on.
much like Gandalf, at first, like, on the 5th day, look to the east.
At the top of my lungs, I yell in Orcish. I say, "Behold, Clava, the Gorgon Queen."
Ooh.
I don't think they can see, right?
Nope.
Oh, that's
Nope.
actually really good.
Okay.
It was really good.
So you yell out, in Orcish, you said, right?
So smart.
With that, they sort of stop. The ones that were approaching with their bows stop, and they're all, you can all tell they're trying to look to see if they, can maybe recognize.
I yell, "Bow down!"
Okay. Give me
I'm still making the light brighter.
give
I
me-
have no idea what you're saying.
It just keeps going brighter and brighter, right? Okay.
See, I think that's good.
So let's have Lullaby.
How far away are they?
They're about, the ones that moved forwards. They'd be about 300 feet from you. They are within longbow range.
Are they
What?
within my sleep spell range?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Let me.
No, sleep is like no. Sleep's like 240 or something. 250, 240.
Let me
240.
Let me just double check that. Hold on.
This is either going to be really, really good or a TPK. There's no two ways out of this.
We can
Okay,
always
so
run
the
back
orcs,
inside.
the orcs were about I said 400 feet. Their outdoor movement is 120. So they would have moved up to, they're at about 280.
Gosh darn it. Okay,
And
that's okay. You said a charisma check for me.
yeah, a
yelling at
charisma
him?
check for you, and I'd like you to put a +2 modifier on that.
I have a -1, so it's just a +1.
That's fine.
What does that look like?
That looks like okay. So as you do that, you yell down, and they do stop for a moment, and then they start creeping forward again. They're not sure. They're not convinced. You don't think? I'm just checking the range on a short bow.
Was there like a path that we took up here, or?
Yes, there is a trail that leads up. Well, not a trail, but the easiest way to climb.
Okay.
They're not going to be able to. Very important. They're not going to be able to rush you. Their bows probably have a range of about 150 feet. You guys would know. So they're not going to be able to rush you. But the bows could certainly shoot up here. And remember, you're at the opening, a circular opening in the side of the mountain.
I want to start.
Where's Silva? Are they like way down there with the orcs?
You can see all of so the numbers of the caravan were decimated, right? So there was there was about 18 left plus yourselves. So you can see Silva. You can see your brother. He's awake. You can see is it Bernard or Bernard? What was the old man's name? Gerard.
Oh,
Gerard is down there. I mean, they're all there. Millie's there. Ketris is captured amongst them too. So they begin to approach closer. So they're going to be another 120. So they would be at 160, just outside of their short bow range. Yeah.
That's inside my sleep spell range, so I'm going to cast it.
Okay.
And I'm going to yell right before I'm going to say, I warned you, you should have bowed down. Now you will sleep forever.
Okay.
But I haven't done this in a ton of time.
Okay, so the sleep spell will put to sleep.
On D4 plus
the caster can only affect creatures with 4+1 hit dice or less. That they're fine. The spell affects 2d8 hit dice of creatures.
All right, well, let's do that first then.
Okay.
Let me get my dice roller up here. 2d8. That many.
8.
How many did you say were coming up the hill?
12.
Right.
However, as your spell lands, the orcs just fall, and I'm going to make a morale check for the orcs here.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, this is something newer editions of Dungeons and Dragons doesn't have either, but this is basically how brave the orcs are.
Yeah, they kind of leave it up to the DM for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Look, it's walkie time. I want to go.
Yeah, look how excited she is.
No, I
He's
want to
so
go.
cute.
Okay, the 4 remaining orcs somehow managed to keep their morale in check. They needed to roll a 6 or less, and they got a 6. So they're gonna
Of course they did.
They're gonna step forward and fire their bows at the opening. So
Can I move towards them?
So
on making the light bigger as well.
yes, you can. You want to move towards them, so you're coming out of the cave. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in lockstep. I think that's my play, right?
Okay. Hold on one moment. So they're gonna fire. They're gonna take a minus for the light. They're also gonna take a minus for the range. Because just like you get +1 at short range, you get -1 at long range attacks. Okay. That certainly didn't hit. Okay, so they shoot their arrows.
Oh, if I could.
Does a armor class 9 lumen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
That's
so
what I got.
I'm out there too. They can. Which one did they shoot at?
Oh yeah, there's 2 of you there,
The light
right?
or me yelling? Yeah.
Okay,
Probably shooting at the light.
I'll
Or
roll.
the guy yelling.
I'm gonna roll a d6 just to see randomly who that's going to hit, and I'm gonna say that Lumen is odds and Lullaby is evens. And it's evens, so it takes Lullaby in the shoulder for 3 points. No, a 9 doesn't hit Lullaby, so maybe deflects off his shield. So a bunch of arrows, a bunch of arrows fire and they miss. You keep the light approaching and growing, and I'm going to say that it's up around like 200 feet now. So the light is actually over top of them, and that's enough to cause them to break. And the 4 run back. You can hear them screaming to the other orcs.
What are they saying?
They're saying that the light wielder, it says it's Clava, run! And in sort of a stampede, the orcs all in the pass begin to retreat. However, many of the caravan are like thrown over orcish shoulders as they run down the pass.
No.
Not all of them. Some get left behind, but down they go, and they quickly retreat down the mountain.
Can we start?
Sorry, go ahead.
Pacing? No, I think if we can start closing some ground, maybe we can trick them into dropping the people.
Do you want to do that then? You're going to chase them down off the mountain?
I mean, that's where all of the people in the caravan are, right?
They don't grab everyone. They don't grab everyone, but
Right.
some of the people are grabbed.
Whether everyone's following me or not, I start running and I start yelling, "Leave the slaves to us!" in Orcish.
Okay. All right. And Lullaby, Lumen, are you following Lullaby with your light? What about the other 3 party members? So Lullaby and Lumen basically pull a Han Solo and start chasing the orcs down the mountain with light and loud yelling.
Well, I know how that one ends.
Yeah.
Close the blast doors! Close the blast doors!
So what are the 3 of you doing?
I'll chase. I'll chase.
We've got these 8 guys that just dropped their sound asleep. They're not
Yes,
dead.
there's 8 sleeping orcs, and they will. They'll sleep for 44 turns, which is times 10 in rounds, so lots of time.
Sorry, Turner, are you already chasing after Lullaby, or was it Lumen chasing after Lullaby?
I'm chasing.
Okay.
As a lawful good cleric, I couldn't club them to death, right? That would be against.
I don't think it would be against a lawful cleric to club a bunch of orcs.
I club them.
Yeah, I'm gonna dispatch them while they're still down because I'm not sure how this works. Is it?
Nope.
Can you just hammer time them?
I'm gonna say that they're just auto killed if you start clubbing them.
I'm gonna do that just to make sure that we don't.
Are you using your warhammer then?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my warhammer while it's still glowing, right?
Yep, absolutely. Hunter, what are you doing?
Yep.
This might influence what people are doing. Can I have each of you, except Lullaby, but each of you that have your NPC still in the game, can you give me
that was low.
Let's roll.
That's too soon, man.
Let's roll a D100, and if you roll a 51 or higher, your brother, sister, girlfriend, farmer friend,
love of my life,
has been taken. If you roll 50 or less, they're still on the pass.
Okay. Yes.
Look at that. Your 4 are still there. I'm going to say about half of them, about 9 people have been taken and are being run. I'm going to roll a D100 to see if Ketris is one of the ones taken.
Oh.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
No!
He was 69.
69!
Nice.
what a champ.
Nice.
Way to go, Ketris.
No.
Useless to the very
useless man.
Useless to the very end.
Useless.
Okay. So
nothing.
Wizard.
so what is Hunter doing?
Hunter is going to chase after with Lumen and Lullaby.
Okay, as you pass the caravan, sort of with Lullaby and Lumen running out, like Bill's like, Hunter, where are you going? Where
Let's
you
go, Bill! Let's go, Bill!
I can't carry my sword. I lost my hand. And
Poor Bill.
Brad.
Honestly. Well, Bill, I lost an eye.
Since I can't really see and I'm kind of confused what's happening, I just follow my group, just kind of stumbling back and forth, being like, "What are we doing?"
Okay. So as you stumble down after the group down the hill, Millie's like, "What happened to your eye? Where did you get
I don't
those
know what
clothes?"
you're talking about.
Bye.
Okay. You guys continue to rout the orcs. Like they outnumber you in an extreme number, but the light has spooked them. They haven't seen the light for years, and they are in full tilt down the hill. As you round a corner of the pass, and they're all just running. They're all just trucking. You can see it at the bottom of the pass that the forested valley that was supposed to be on the other side of these mountains is not there. There is a swampy, flooded mess. And the forest has been flooded and turned to swamp. And there is a massive orc camp down in that swamp, not far from where the mountain pass dumps out. And these orcs are going to have to take a few more bends in the pass to get there, but you guys can see it from your altitude, from your height on the mountain pass.
Some of us can see it.
Slow down a little bit.
If you're chasing like 50 orcs off the hill, there's hundreds of orcs in camp down there.
I think I'm gonna slow down and stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have never seen an orcish horde encamped like that before.
I probably have never seen 50.
Ketris?
What's that?
Can I try to blind the one carrying Ketris?
Sure. I gotta make
him.
What's the range on light or
Let me look.
continual light might be further range.
The spell is 120.
120.
Oh, I think that's enough range then. So you guys are trailing behind the orcs. I'm going to make a spell saving throw for the orc. Spell. Here we go. So you immediately, he trips and falls, and you see him and Ketris fall over a ridge.
Oh.
I sprint towards it.
Oh no.
Okay. You guys reach the ridge. The orcs just keep stampeding down the hill. Now, I'm going to assume that you kept making the globe of light bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm going to say it's at its maximum. It's at 300 feet. You have no doubt in your mind that orcish camp down there can see your light on the mountain. Like, you have daylight glowing, and it's nighttime. So you find, here's poor Ketris, laying on top of an orc. The orc has broken his fall, and he's maybe 30 feet down a small ridge.
Is the orc still alive?
No.
Okay.
The orc took the brunt of the fall. Ketris is standing up, and he's like tangled in all his scroll cases, and he's flustered. He's like, oh, what's happened? Where?
Ketris, catch! And I'm gonna unravel my 50 feet of rope, and I'm gonna throw it down
So you
towards him.
throw your coil over, and it spirals down, maybe even hits him in the shoulder. And that stuns him as well. And then he looks up at you guys in the light and starts climbing.
I'm gonna be pulling back and Is anyone around me? Can you guys give me a hand?
I don't know what we're doing, but I help.
Okay. So you help pull Ketris up.
It's heavy.
Let's see here. So there was minus.
Yeah, all that dead weight.
Okay, so you pull Ketris up, and then what do you do?
I think
I
we
don't know.
should. I think we should go back to the camp at the very least. Is there a way, Lumen, you could like just make that giant globe just wink out all at once?
Yes, you can.
I think so.
That might be a good idea, and then we can like scooch back up the hill really fast and figure out what to do next.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do
So-
that.
That's
Maybe get back
mysterious
where I
enough.
am.
So you cut the light on the orb, and as you turn around to make your way back up, what's left of the caravan is sort of coming towards you. Now, the caravan's numbers, so there was 18 after the impact, and the orcs just ran off with 9, but you saved one of them. So 8 people have been taken down the mountain by the orcs. There's 10 people remaining, 4 of which are your NPCs. So yeah, the numbers
Magical.
have fallen. The numbers have fallen significantly. Everyone is flustered. Your friends are like, what's happened? What's going on? However, the Gerald it sort of catches sight of that orc encampment below, and he just sort of he freezes. And while everybody is checking each other out for wounds and like, is everyone okay? Gerald's focus remains on that orc camp below.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to Gerald and ask, like, are you all right there, my friend?
There was a time in my childhood when the orcs came down from the mountains. I have not seen an encampment like that in a very, very long time, and where are we to go?
My primary duty is to get you and the rest of these people to safety. We don't have the numbers to go into that camp, and they know we're here. So as soon as the shock wears off, they're gonna come looking for us. So we've got to go now. If we don't do that, we're all gonna be lost. I don't like it any more than you do, but we've got to move.
He nods his head. He says, yes, yes, you're right. You're right. I'm getting caught up here in old memories. Where are we to go then? He turns and sort of addresses that to everyone.
Kind of grab everybody and go, look, we have to stay focused, stay on mission. Let's get to what's the name of that location we're supposed to go where the elves think they have us.
Asari?
Sorry?
Yeah, we've got to get to that.
To
where is
Pearl
it?
Gate?
Get to Pearl Gate. Let's focus. What we originally wanted to do. Let's get going. The orcs right now are scared, and let's keep it that way. Their numbers are bigger than anything that we can deal with. There's an entire encampment. I know that we have friends down there, but there's nothing we can do for them right now. If we can get ourselves over the hill, get ourselves to the next city, we might be able to get some resources to help. But right now, we've got to move, and we have to move fast.
Agreed.
No argument.
Can we get past the encampment somehow?
If
we're
you choose
careful?
not to take the mountain pass is going to literally dump you out into the orc encampment.
All right,
However,
we got to go around.
There are ridges in that you can drop down and sort of take an alternate route. I'm assuming you still want to keep heading north into the swamp.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can totally avoid the orcs. Incidentally, you notice that now that you've had a moment to gather yourself, the orcs' shields had that red eye on it.
Wah, wah.
The old red eye.
The old red eye. Right in the red eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so the group is we're keeping the light doused, and
Yep.
and you and the remaining others. There's 10 now. There are. Gerald says, "What of the ones they took? What sort of fate have we left them to?"
I honestly don't know, but we don't have the numbers to affect the rescue.
He says,
We can't be. They know we're here. They're under a state of shock right now.
Turner, the boy. I think they took the boy, and he starts searching through the people that have left here. And the boy, I don't know if you remember the boy that Gerald was talking to.
Yeah, I know the boy.
He is not amongst the crew here.
Oh man.
You could try to
Who was
like
supposed to be
sneak
watching
down,
him?
but you should have kept an eye on him, Brad.
Oh no! Oh no! Kept an eye on him. Millie stomps her foot and she says, "Look, that boy's fate, I'm sure, is not going to be good. But we have to think about numbers here, and we can't face a camp like that."
I had no attachment to this kid, so
No.
Cold-hearted Brad. Brad has been changed from the loss of an eye.
Yeah, clearly.
If I could get them, if I could get a bunch of them in a line, I could harm more than one of them.
Or we might be able to sneak down, but they own the night. I think
How
that we
badly
should
are they
probably just
affected by the light? Like, couldn't you, if you just sun orb another 300 feet?
Bill's like, no way, man. Like, look at those
we need to
numbers.
go.
Wait, no way.
Yeah,
hate
with
to
Bill.
agree with Bill.
What?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You gonna put the kid in charge? Game over, man. Game over.
Way to go, X.
We're in some pretty shit now, man.
I think that Turner has it right. I think we have to go.
Yeah.
So let's
We can come
gather
back.
everything we can.
Yeah.
Keep
But
an
we
eye
gotta
out.
get the rest of these people to safety because they're gonna come to their senses very soon, and they're gonna come in numbers, and they're gonna come fast, and they're gonna come pissed off, and we won't be able to scare them this time. We've got to go. I don't like it any more than anybody else does. My first instinct is to go get that kid. If I do that, I endanger the rest of the people. We can't do it. We just can't do it.
I'm
we need to
assuming
get
that
help.
Turner dispatched their coup de grace all the.
Yeah, I killed the
Yes,
rest of them.
the
Yeah.
8 orcs were slain.
Was there anything on them that might have been of value? Do they have their armor? Does it have the eye on it? Are there some other shields?
So
cloaks,
they have
banners,
they have short swords, short bows, shields, crude hide leather armor. Some of them have the eye on their shield. Some of them have the eye on their armor. Some of them have like a red eye on their forehead that they've just used like war paint to put there. Yeah.
Should we weapon up and armor up everybody?
Yeah, I think I'll try to
Do you
grab
want
a
to
short
distribute
bow.
them to the
Yeah.
the remaining okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you
And
quickly
then I think
do
if
that.
there's cloaks or something like that that might be could be used as a disguise in the dark, I'm gonna grab something like that too.
All right.
Yes. Oh, with
And
my
then-
my
and
already
then you
eye
go-
shield,
And
maybe
then
an
you
eye
guys
cloak.
are going to head north,
Yeah.
but rather than following the pass all the way down to the bottom, you're going to break off at some point and sort of go cross country through these
pick our way
mountains
through.
and down into the swamp. All right, so you do that. You make your way down off a few cliffs, and everyone is keeping a very close eye on the pass above for orcs and things like that. And you're doing your best. There's a few slow points where you have to like lower rope, and one by one people have to sort of go down the rope because there's cliffs and things that you normally wouldn't go over. So it's a bit of a hard journey, and you you don't make as much ground as you'd like, and at one point someone doesn't shout, but one of the we'll say it's Brad, not Brad, sorry, Bill. Bill sort of shout whispers like orcs, orcs, and everyone sort of quickly gets behind rocks and anything like that they can find. And sure enough, there's a group of orcs up on the mountain pass, headed back up towards where you had encountered them. A very large orc atop some sort of massive lizard.
Oh, great.
Rides to the
Ooh.
edge of the cliff, and the lizard, you can see, rears its head back and is sniffing and licking at the air. And this orc on top of him, he's not nearly... The other orcs are like crouched, and they look sort of worn down and beaten down into their place in hierarchy. This orc is not like that. He is stiff-backed, massive broad shoulders, and he has a horned helm on top of his head, and he leans up in the stirrups on his lizard and looks down over the edge in the direction of you guys. Everybody's undercover, but you can't help but, like, a couple people can't help but sort of, take a glance quickly. And he looks down in your direction, and at that point you see him motion back off, and before long there are a number of orcs beginning to scale down those same cliffs and that you guys used. Now, you're not far from the swamp. If you make a run for it, you can reach you think you can stay out of bow range and reach the swamp, but the orcs are definitely going to
We've got no choice.
They're going to see you go.
We're going to have to rush it. That things can clearly track us down. We got to go.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay,
Yep.
so sort of a whisper goes through the caravan, like,
Mhm.
We're going on 3. We are running for the swamp. The swamp is not like low marsh. There are trees and there's a fair bit of foliage, and you think you'll at least line of sight will be blocked once you get in there. So sort of the count goes out, 1, 2, 3, go, and everybody just starts to run. Stones slide under your feet. You're climbing over boulders, squeezing between rocks, and the first of you start to make it into the swamp. Your boots sinking into sort of mushy moss-laden ground, and just as the last of you reach that bush line, you sort of look back over your shoulder. You can see the orcs coming down off the cliffs, more and more and more of them. And then you can see that silhouetted orc on the lizard. He raises something to his mouth, and you just hear this loud blast of a horn, like boo, and it just echoes out across the valley. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Oh.
Thank you, everybody. That was lots of fun. It was nice to end on a cliffhanger. We'll be back.
What was in the river? The water.
What was in the water? We'll never know. We'll never know. Unless we go back, maybe. Okay, so we are back in 2 weeks. So that is December the 8th we are back for. And then we will find out if the party and what's left of the caravan can lose this orc war party. No doubt sent to get the stone that fell from the sky. And we'll see if we can lose them in the Drowndale, which is the swamp we're now in. So, thanks again, everybody. Great game, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for more Aikeon, the Dying Star.
Night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night.
No.